Suck our dicks!
Yeah! Suck our dicks! Suck our dicks! Suck our dicks!
Suck our dicks!
Yeah! Suck our dicks! Suck our dicks! Suck our dicks! Suck our
Well, woman I love is named Ramona. She kinda looks like Tempest Storm, and she can dance like a little Egypt. She works down the snake farm. Snake farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake farm, it pretty much is snake farm. It's a reptile house, snake farm. Ramona's got a keen sense of humor. She got a tattoo down her arm. It's of a python eating a little mouse, wearing a sailor hat that says Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. I asked Ramona how come she works there. She says, well, it's got its charm. There's nothing to do in the winter now, then some kid gets bit at the Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. This is a sing-along. Really. It goes Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. It ain't exactly kumbaya, but being the music fog, it ought to be perfect. Help me now, be on TV. It said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Getting into it now. Well, Ramona likes malt liquor and a band from Wales that's called The Alarm. She said she cried when they broke up. She still plays the record that's a Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Sometimes Ramona calls me up and says, come on down here, it's getting warm. And she runs everybody off, and we, you know, it's a Snake Farm. Snake Farm, it just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Help me now. I said Snake Farm, just sounds nasty. Snake Farm, it pretty much is Snake Farm. It's a reptile house, Snake Farm. Thank you very much.
As soon as I wake up in the morning, I count the hours until we meet. When I'm with you, it's so amazing. I never knew love could taste so sweet. Yeah, you're all I need. Yeah, you're all I want. I can't beat this feeling feeling, let's get it on. Yeah! 'Cause we're flying higher than the mountains, higher than I have ever been. You've got me feeling like a hero, fucking on heroin. Everyone tells me it's wrong, so why does it feel so doggone right? Gotta stay clean in the daytime. But baby, just wait until tonight. Yeah, you're all I need. Yeah, you're all I want. I can't beat this feeling, let's get it on. Yeah! 'Cause we're flying higher than the mountains, higher than I have ever been. You've got me feeling like a hero when I'm fucking on heroin. Fucking on heroin. Fucking on heroin. And we're fucking on heroin tonight. Tonight. Yeah! We're flying higher than the mountains, higher than I have ever been. And you got me feeling like a hero. You're fucking on heroin. Fucking on heroin. On heroin.
Good morning. Welcome to ClusterF. Damn, fuzzy pot. Can you hear that? Yeah. It goes. It's a pain in the ass. It's a main pot. That's the pot that controls everything.
Oh, don't mess it up.
I don't know. It's already messed up, and I don't know what to do about it. We gotta get a new board just because one pot's a little crackly. Got a current events quiz today. We got the Sean Raz Karen of the week. What is it? Thursday? I'm so
I don't
lost. It's Thursday. But we don't have a Sean Raz Karen. What do we usually have on Thursday?
You're falling apart over there.
What do you usually have on Thursdays? What's our? I guess nothing.
Karen.
I guess nothing from Sean Karen.
Sean
I mean,
Karen.
Sean Raz. I guess we got nothing. Nothing from Raz. He sent me some stuff on the Air India flight. Did you hear about that?
About what?
Air India flight.
No.
Crash?
Yeah, 200 people. We were due for a big one. It's been a while since we had a big one, you know,
What, a
with
plane crash?
a couple hundred people on it. Yeah.
I think it's going to start happening more.
I think it is too. As the entire world turns into idiocracy.
And it's all our government's fault. They've ruined everything.
They've ruined everything.
I thought that was a
I thought you thought it was a drop, didn't you?
I thought it was a drop. It's the government's fault.
But it is, don't you think so?
Oh, of course it's a good. Well, I had an Air India thing, and I'm going through the thing, and this guy comments. He's from India, and he says, "I've flown Air India 3 times in the last few months, and each plane I was afraid was going to crash." He said they're flying crap, and the government lets them. So it's just like over here.
Okay. So again, another thing that's happening all over the world. So all the planes in every country all of a sudden are shitty.
Yeah, it's
No,
not.
it's just
slow.
just like 2 years ago.
Well,
you're having
yeah, because all the because everything's
shit. It's
The-
just slowly turning to shit.
The workers, everything.
The Boeing, the hatches that were flying off, the 737 that would crash no matter what the pilots did.
They're just trying to get all the like. It doesn't even make sense the money they're trying to get because you don't need that much money, but they're trying to get every fucking
penny.
last penny. You know, I've been seeing a lot of tires on the side of the road, and I
Yeah.
realized why. I took one trip to the dump.
Making shit of your tires.
Last time I went to the dump, it cost like a nickel. And this time it cost me $53 to take a
What?
small load to the
You
dump.
should have took it to the one out here.
Why?
I've never paid a penny to dump a whole.
I
We've
never
had that-
have either, except
we've
for
had
like a
that
tire, like
whole
$2 for a
truck.
tire.
They've never said anything to us about paying for a tire or nothing.
Nothing. We've taken whatever we just take it. They dump it over there.
I don't know if it's worth it driving an hour to take a small load to the
Well,
but
I
it's
thought-
$53.
I
and
thought
yeah,
maybe
hell
if
yeah,
you
it's
had it
worth
in
it.
your truck already and you came here, you
Yeah.
could just take it.
but it was last time the dump you guys go to, it's like $2 for a tire. And I got a lot of fucking tires in my. I did turn my giant side yard of trash into a small pile of trash this weekend or this
Progress.
Wednesday.
That's all you got. All you got to do. You got to make progress.
But I
Do you feel better
baby
about
steps.
it? You feel
yeah, I
better?
definitely feel better about it. But I loaded up a bunch of tires. It's $12.50 for a tire to take a tire to the dump. Cost you $12, and
crazy.
I had to. I mean, I would have just dumped them in the woods like I see other people do if I wasn't already in the line to dump them off at the at the junk scrap. What do they call it? Junkyard?
No.
Dump. There we go. But yeah, it was $53. I had to lie once I pulled up to the sign. It's like $12 per tire. I'm like, well, I gotta lie about that.
So see, that's government in action. The government can't critically think enough to think, well, if we charge people $12.50 to dump a tire, they're not going to dump them here, and they're going to dump them all in the woods.
That's
And
what
then
I
they're gonna-
was thinking. Like,
They're not smart enough to figure that out.
Well, they're obviously smart enough to figure it out to do something about it. Stealing, but shouldn't that be like a? Oh, we probably shouldn't charge people for tires at the dump, so they bring them here and don't throw them in the woods.
Yeah.
It's a public service, but since they stole all the money, they got to charge $12.50
I was gonna
a
say,
tire.
and they probably shouldn't charge that anyway. Just, is there anything we can get for free with our fucking tax dollars?
No.
I mean, we pay everything with our tax dollars, and then we have to pay on top of that, and then they take taxes on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, other taxes.
It's a good racket.
And then nothing
Fucking
happens.
bullshit.
What's free? Like
Nothing.
taxes are supposed to
Can't
make
even
pay for some stuff, but it doesn't seem to be anything. They've slowly manipulated us into not
Because
Yeah.
using our. We're just like, oh well, we pay taxes and they steal it.
yeah, they're like, well, you get, fire service for free.
Police.
Oh, that's the only fucking thing we get for free, It's
'cause they have to do it.
And they act like that's, something that we should be thankful for. It's like, no, we're fucking paying for that. We pay for that. Don't act like, well, you do get this for free. No, well, we don't get it for free. We are paying for it.
They'll brainwash your children for free in public school.
They'll do that.
And pretty soon they won't have enough money for the fire department. And the fire department will be bare bones.
Yeah.
But they'll have they'll have a private fire department for the government.
Yeah, for them, in
They're
case their
not
house
going to
catches
let
on
their
fire.
houses burn down.
Is it really free? Is the fire if you call the fire trucks out, or is it really free? Or are they like, hey, what's your name? And you end up with a bill?
Yeah, who knows?
It used to be free.
I wonder if it still is, or you still get a little bill, or you.
They're going to start billing you for everything. Cops, fire department.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a video of that Air India plane. It just misses it. Too bad. It would have been a great video. They said it was just after takeoff.
It's a big plane.
That's it right there?
Yeah, so I don't know I don't know
Doesn't
what.
look like anything's wrong with it.
I think it's just slowly descending.
Yeah.
Like they can't stop it from descending.
Well, why couldn't they just?
Because it's
Land
Air
it,
India. It's because they're in the middle of a residential neighborhood now. And 3, 2, 1, kablooey!
Oh man,
kablooey!
were they? Damn.
That's a kablooey right there.
Right here, it looks like they're coming in for a nice landing.
It does.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't
Hit a
seem...
brick wall.
I think they took off back here, and then something happened. Could have been a bird strike. And there's nothing you can do if you don't have enough power to take off.
Yeah,
You just go down.
Well,
I think
why
you'd
would
have less. You'd be going. You'd fall more out of the sky directly off of takeoff because you ain't got that momentum you got in the sky. You know how they
Yeah.
landed in the Hudson or whatever?
Yeah.
They're kind of gliding down. I think you lose it before you get up
I
speed
think
and you
you're
drop
done.
real
I
quick.
think you're done.
But what would make you blow up like that?
Gas.
Jet fuel, I guess. I don't know what.
Got too much gas.
I mean, it
That's a
just
big fireball.
seemed
Here
like
we go.
they should
3,
have just landed
2,
easily.
1. Kablooey.
A person videotaping that didn't seem too concerned.
That's a pretty good video job. They didn't, if it had crashed, they would have got it. And they get the explosion. They didn't stop filming. Whew, and you imagine being on the ground. You wouldn't even know what hit you.
So you think hitting? I don't know. Just hitting things that are right there, some houses or whatever, would make you blow up like that? Why wouldn't you just barrel through them?
Because you're going like 500 miles an hour.
No, you're not.
No, they're probably going 300 miles an hour though.
No.
I don't think they're going that fast there because they probably never reached full speed if they were taking off. But they're going plenty fast.
Yeah.
Well, plenty fast. I think if you.
Well, why wouldn't you just barrel through it? Like a car might. A car would just.
I don't know
car
the
wouldn't blow up.
scientific mechanics behind explosions.
I mean, yeah, I don't get what she's talking about. I mean, it's
like
they're
she's
not made of.
she's saying why would it it was like just as soon as it hit, it exploded.
I'm thinking you're going. Well, how fast do you think they're going? At least 200 miles an hour.
Just some kind of spark somewhere.
I think I think they're just taking off, so they got a full tank of gas.
tank of gas. Yeah,
And I think there's a lot more. Jet fuel? Yeah, you got a whole thing full of jet fuel. Oh yeah, you're done.
Didn't really explain it to you, did he?
I didn't, but
Just because it's got a
but
lot
it's
of.
just there's a lot of fuel, and you hit something going that fast, it just turns into nothing.
It just
dust,
blows up.
It just
man.
blows up.
Just blows up.
I think they could make those things a little better.
Here's some of the aftermath here.
Yeah, why haven't we gotten? I mean, they say that it was.
That's a big. Yeah, it was what?
It was like the year the airplane was invented. 12 years later, they were dropping bombs with planes, like that type of leaps. They were dropping nuclear bombs out of planes. 12 years after they just figured out how to fly. And it's like, why aren't we? There's been no leaps and bounds like that. I mean, we've made phones. Phones aren't that. We haven't done anything in the past 20 years that's really impressive.
Yeah, we went totally digital and virtual, and we stopped, making practical things. I guess the closest thing would be trying to go to Mars, right?
Yeah, I guess,
the
but we're
closest
not
thing.
even.
I don't think
we're
that's
not
the thing.
really
I
even
don't think we're
trying.
I don't think
believe.
we're trying. I think it's a big money deal.
We
to
think
fucking
some
Mars.
drug addict's gonna take us to Mars. I mean, I don't mean to call Elon Musk a drug addict, but you wouldn't.
Special K head.
Special K head.
Is that better?
I know. It's worse.
He's gonna take us to Mars and multi-planetize us.
I think we've been duped by this
Get
man.
the fuck out of here.
I think we've been duped.
I think we have. So what else is he duping us about?
Gosh, I mean, if you just look at phones, what we've done in 20 years, in the how insane we're just like, this is the greatest technology that's ever been. This is not much different than the Razor from 20 years ago. Like, I mean, it can't go on the internet, but like, besides going on the internet, what else better has it?
That's all you need.
And we've
It's the
created
internet
something
in
too
your hand.
Better camera and
that everybody carries, the whole world carries, but not everybody really understands how to use everything. Use them. It's like, why? You know what I mean?
Well, they know how to use
Just-
it. The basics.
They know how to the basic, but the whole like, I don't know how
she's
to
on Special
explain
K
it.
too.
Welcome to the special K show. We thought
Maybe
we'd
get
try.
some.
We thought we'd try one. It was working for Elon. We thought we'd try it for
I
this
can't
show.
Explain it.
We're going to Pluto.
She's still vapor locked. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay.
You gonna give up?
Sometimes
I
you
give
get.
up.
Sometimes
Give
you
up.
just toss in
You
the
guys
towel.
are just making fun of me, so I'm not gonna.
We were not making fun of you.
I'm not gonna try to explain it.
I mean, but I don't think there is a lot to do on a phone. I don't know.
I'm just saying the whole, a lot of people are like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to fix this. If your phone messes up just a little bit, most people don't know how to fix it.
I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix
So
any.
it's something that everybody uses, but most people really don't know how to fix. That's why, my phone's fucked up and they have to take it somewhere.
I feel like you have
so-
your phone's messed up or something. You feel like you have a personal vendetta against.
No, but
not being
anytime
able to fix phones right
anytime
now.
things fuck up, like on even the internet, we have a hard time. And you ask somebody, and most other people don't know either. It's like, man, my computer's doing this. You guys, we did this, and we can't get back to this. How do you? I don't know. Most people don't know.
Most people have no-
And that's something that's so, such a big thing these days is internet.
But people don't know nothing
But
about it.
people don't really know a lot about it.
On my phone, I don't know. This was like a year or two ago. I kept doing this thing where it was making the screen so big, like one number would cover the whole screen. Like if a phone, you could see nothing. You could see nothing. It was so giant. It made the image so giant, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. So I gave it to her so she could get it out. If I didn't have her, I would have just not been able to use my phone ever again. Ever. I would have had to take it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. You've just been phoneless.
It just seems like such a weird thing to me that the whole world is like so dependent on their phones and stuff, but most people don't really know. It's
How
just
to
the
fix
basics.
them?
Just the basics is all
I
you
don't
know how to do.
I don't know the basics.
Oh, it's so close. I almost just grabbed my phone, just smashed it up right here.
Right.
And so what I want to do, I would.
It's crazy that something that is really so detrimental to society, something that seems to possibly have ruined the world's society.
I don't think you would say possibly or even think anything. You would be 100% for sure if you just went from like 1995 till now and saw what's going on. You'd be like, this is a different world I'm living in, where people don't even act the same.
Because we just, it's a gradual, slow roll for us. It takes somebody from 1995 and put them right now. They'd be going, "What happened to you? What happened to America? What happened to the world? What's wrong with you people?"
I mean, I sent you an Andrew Tate video of he said he was watching videos from the 90s in high schools. And have you ever seen those videos?
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, that seems like a different world than what we're living in, man.
They just show them walking down the halls of high schools, like filming.
Yeah.
And showing the different students and the teachers. And it's like, they look so much happier.
Everybody's happy,
so
man.
happy.
Like, you're like, man, this is...
Not one person.
It gives me
on
the
a
fucking
phone.
chills, man. Like, we're fucking right here, man. We're just ruining ourselves with cell phones, and we're being taken over by the government. And we're just like,
Watch that
give me
video. I
more.
sent you a video on emails. Yeah, that kind of goes along with what he's saying, which does suck.
I mean,
And people will see that it's ruining the whole world, but
They would
nobody
fight.
will ever give it up.
they would fight to defend the thing that is ruining the world.
Ruining their own
Which one
children.
is it? The kids or the kids? Okay,
The
got it.
kids. Yeah, things that are ruining their own children. they won't take out of their hands. All you gotta do is take that shit out of their hands, and because
Can't do it.
some kids, that are becoming depressed and all that, and they will fucking potential to make your kid kill themselves.
Alrighty. Here we go.
You share it.
I'm getting ready to. Here we go.
Okay.
Ever wonder why kids are forced into school for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 12 years? It's not education, it's programming. From age 5, they separate children from their parents, the people who love them the most, and hand them over to the state. Why? To break the bond, to rebuild the child into something useful to them. You think it's about maths and reading? No, it's about compliance. Don't question, don't move, raise your hand to pee, get a gold star for obedience. It's not an accident that school feels like a factory. It's because it is. It's a worker factory designed in the industrial age to produce people who don't ask why they are spending their lives in cubicles. They don't teach them freedom, they teach them memorization. They don't teach wealth, they teach debt. They don't teach the truth, they teach obedience. Ask yourself, who benefits from generations of children growing into adults who follow orders, clock in, stay quiet, and fear authority? It's not broken. It's working exactly as
pause
they
it real,
designed
like,
it.
I mean,
Question
I'm
everything,
like, fuck
especially
this.
the systems that told you.
Stop.
I'm like the most fuck this, what they're talking about. I want to do what they're doing. But it's still so, and I do to the most of my ability, but it's still so hard. Everybody hears this, and a lot of people will agree with the message, but not one person's willing to get out of the system. Nobody's almost, it really takes
Maybe
one out of every, 100,000 people to get out of the system and go live in the fucking woods like a normal person.
Maybe the people that are, homeschooling their kids, that's why they put that stigma on them, so that
Oh, for sure.
they put that stigma of, we got weird kids. Maybe, some of them homeschool because their kids are, gay or that kind of thing, and they get bullied. But, maybe the other ones are just going, I ain't putting my kids in there with those people. And they have it right, and they stigmatize them so that more people don't do it.
Yeah.
Well,
they've
I mean,
always
if more
stigmatized
people did it, and you were homeschooled, and you were able to socialize with a bunch of other people that were homeschooled every day, you wouldn't be weird. It's the not being around people,
lack of socialization.
and also the people doing different things. If you go to school, you're doing not fun. I lost it finally. I did it. Now I did it. It's
But has it always been this way? When I went to school, I don't feel like I was indoctrinated really into anything, and I felt I felt I learned a lot, and I felt when I got out of high school that I was not indoctrinated. I was ready to go do whatever. It was up to me. I just
because you don't feel it.
But is it now? But what was I indoctrinated into?
Working.
Yeah, but I'm getting a job. But I mean,
Or is that's your parents? Everybody's expected to work 40 hours a week. They didn't really teach me that in school at all.
No, but
They just teach you what to
you don't get it.
Have to do the 8 hours a day.
You're so brainwashed. You don't even understand you're brainwashed.
Maybe. Well, help me understand how it was brainwashed.
Because life is about hanging out all day. You hunting for your food.
Well, yeah, but that's a more extreme viewpoint.
Yeah.
You could say you're right, but a lot of people would say it's a little extreme, and they don't know. That's not what you're. Like I'm sure most cultures have to spend the majority of the day working to survive.
I don't think that's. I
think you're totally full of shit when you say, oh, they spend 2% of their time hunting and the rest they nap and socialize. It's like, you know how long it takes to hunt and clean and prepare just one meal out in the wild? I bet they spend a shit ton of time searching for food just to stay alive.
No, I don't think so. What if? All right, we live by the beach. Have you ever been fucking fishing before? I mean, sometimes. I mean, you could catch a. If you got good at fishing and the oceans weren't overfished, you could throw a line in at the right time and catch a fish in 5 minutes and cook and clean it in 15 minutes. So you're. I mean, and you're fed, you know, and then you just what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? You gotta, you know, you've made your base camp around a steady supply of water. I mean, what else is there really
what
to
if
do?
you don't live by the ocean? What if you live in the jungle?
Well, I mean, I think living by the ocean is what people are supposed to do.
We're meant to.
People
that were
maybe
in the middle of the rainforest were meant to live by the ocean.
No, but just a fresh water supply of some type, or the. I mean, there's. What are you arguing with me for? Like I'm telling you, I'm right. It's for sure.
I'm just saying it's probably a lot more work than you're thinking. Do you think just living off the land is a piece of cake? I don't think it is.
It's not.
It's a hard life.
It's very hard.
Okay, well that's all I was saying, and you just agreed with me. So now we can move on.
Did you finish playing that?
It was like 2 seconds left. So was there more?
Oh, I just forget what the end was. But
I'll get it.
well.
That's all right. I can just go right to the end.
Everyone spending their life quiet and fear authority. It's not broken. It's working exactly as they designed it. Question everything, especially the systems that told you don't question.
Oh, shit. I don't want to believe her just because I don't like her. I don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
Into school for
And I can't get rid of her. Oh my God, go away.
But you know, I mean, what about with modern technology? You don't think we could find an easier way to live?
Yeah, a lot. I think the world was fine 30 years ago. It might have been fine 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Everything was, just stopped at the 80s. Everything was good.
Yeah.
We didn't need none of this nonsense. And people just. The happy index. People are not happy anymore. They used to be happier. Like you said, the high school videos of people, everybody smiling and laughing.
Yeah, and nobody's happy.
Nobody seems that worried about, their image.
Kids used to, or people used to back in the day, I remember my parents saying something like, oh, that one couple, my aunt or someone, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, always trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah. And there was only just one person, that did that they ever said that about. And now it's supposed to, it's not just older people, trying to do that. It's young kids now because of phones. It has to be because of phones, and internet and stuff. But now it starts when you're young. Can you imagine feeling that way when you're young? You're full of anxiety because you can't keep up with what they're doing, and
because you know everything about them.
Because
they put it in your face on Facebook or Instagram. They're like, "Hey, look what I just did, and you didn't do."
Yeah, and everybody. That's all Facebook is people bragging.
It's
people
about brag
that
fest.
have money, all they do is brag about what they got their kids and what their kids do, and look at us and look at my kids and look what I bought them and look what I did for their birthday and look what the quinceañeras that they spend, $5,000-$10,000 on,
so
and
ridiculous.
People renting limos for their kids for their birthdays and taking them here with all their friends and taking them there and spending all kinds of money on them, and that just makes kids now full of anxiety.
That's what we done.
Yeah.
Ain't no turning back either. So you just gotta face it.
They're like, well, I didn't do it. And it makes their parents go, well, I got to do something better than for my kid so I can post it on Facebook and my kid will look like we got money too, and that's just what the world's become. Everybody's in competition with each other from as soon as they can figure out how to use a computer.
Yep.
Sucks.
And there ain't nothing nobody can do about it.
Man, but the other week I was thinking that because fentanyl's coming from China, that I was like, man, it's like a little war, it's like a pre-war kill out the young people type deal they're doing. And I was thinking that. And then on Joe Rogan, they had the head of the FBI on Joe Rogan, and he was saying, yeah, that's what's going on. He said China's,
They're softening us up.
They're softening us up, because the most people that are dying from fentanyl are young people that would eat, in the future would be, teachers or part of the military or, part of our army. And they're saying that's just, they're softening us up. They're getting, they're already winning a war that we aren't even told as the people is going on. We're not even aware of. We're unaware that China is killing 100,000 U.S. people a year.
Or is our government in on that?
I feel like they are.
It's like they're eventually China's going to take over, and it's like we're just going to be handing it to them. They get a bunch of money as they hand us over to China, and then they ride off into the sunset.
And our government helps out. They help out by, look, you're softening everybody up, and we're selling out our country to you. So by the time they collide, everybody's soft and you own our country, there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, I mean, it's pretty insane to think like that's what the head of our FBI is saying, that China's doing this, and people in other countries aren't dying of fentanyl overdoses. It's mainly just America. And you're thinking, like, why? How did America become so easily tricked with this fentanyl? And it's like, man, it seems like our own government's part of it, because they got us addicted to opioids 20 years in advance to this problem that would be solved by fentanyl from China. It almost seems like we're kind of in on it.
And it's all probably just for money.
Yeah, it's all about
these people,
money.
People don't really. These politicians, if they could make a deal with a foreign government, and the foreign government's like, and we're going to give you $2 billion, and we're going to take over the country, but here, you're going to have an estate up here, in the mountains, and $2 billion. They would go, okay. They wouldn't give a fuck about the country. None of them. Not a one of them. Not a one of them.
Not a one of them.
I don't know if it's all I don't know if the fentanyl is that big of a deal as far as softening us up as much as TikTok is. They did that intentionally to destroy our youth. A generation raised on TikTok and all this other crap is not going to be a fighting force.
It's not going to be anything.
It's brain dead.
You're not going to get a fighting force out of these people at all. So so China wins without firing a shot.
I think you get in a time machine and you go 20 years back. And it's just it's so fast but so gradual at the same time. Like, they can change so many things in just 1 year and get us used to that. I think if you went back in time 20 years, you would be amazed at how different the world is. I think everything would be completely different.
I don't think 20 years ago kids were agreeing with adults that this stuff is bad. They'd make fun of adults for, you're just getting old, And now, these days, a lot of kids are like, yeah, what's going on? Not all of them.
I mean, back in the day on the news, they would say, you probably shouldn't play video games for more than 15 minutes at a time. Yeah, now they don't even mention you shouldn't fucking have your face in a phone for 12 hours a fucking day. Like, what? We're obviously being fooled and duped by something, and we're not. I mean, the media is paid for. Everything's bought and paid for. We're fucked.
Or the video games nowadays, people play for, the guys will binge. There'll be 12, 18, 20 hours.
I would have thought that
nobody mentions that.
Gone down a little bit, but they just said on the news last night the Nintendo the new Nintendo that came out was like record sales, and they're all gone off the shelves.
People aren't even playing it. You just got to buy it to be cool. You gotta go spend $1,000 on.
And then
Nintendo bought the new Nintendo.
Yeah, picture on social media.
Play it.
I wonder how relationships are now when girls get with guys, and are they just used to like their guy gaming like 6 hours a day, 4 hours a day, and ignoring them. That's just the way it is. I don't think back in the day you wouldn't be able to do that.
I don't know, because I don't know anyone that plays video games.
I don't either.
So I don't know
Yeah, I don't have any friends either.
Brandon's a big gamer. He's a huge gamer, Trace. We talk about the AI, and most of it on the internet's pretty cheesy, pretty obviously AI, like that Will Ferrell thing we saw. But then you can see stuff like this and say, well, this isn't far away from being undetectable.
I'm off. I'm like off the internet on my phone now. I can't. Everything's AI generated, and I'm just like, I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You're not on?
I'm not
You done?
TikToking
Are
and
you done?
Facebooking like I used to.
Yeah. It's because it's all going to be fake like this, buddy.
Angela Carter here, live from the Cedar Grove flood disaster. Just kidding, I'm not real.
Wow.
This is Dana Brooks reporting live from Ocean View Beach. Just kidding, I'm not real. This is Charlotte Reed reporting live from Clearwater Beach.
Now
where
that
an
one's a little
Yeah,
fake.
this is a little fake here.
Not
I thought the first one I thought was really realistic.
Yeah. Is this a real person?
No,
Necessarily?
she's
No, it's
this is
completely
this
fake.
person
So what
is
do
not
they do?
real.
They make up a face. They make up a whole face of a person.
I don't know how they do it. It's magic. It's witchcraft. It's internet witchcraft. And they're trying to tell us it's not.
Identified. Just kidding, I'm not real. Angela
I think
Carter
this one looks real.
here, live
Yeah.
from the Cedar Grove flood disaster. Just kidding, I'm not real.
They still can't get quite the water.
It's just, but this, I wouldn't,
I don't know. What do you think looks fake about it?
If I didn't know about AI,
I mean, other
Yeah,
than
I
the
would
shark.
just watch this.
I would never, I don't think, challenge this.
Angela Carter here, live from the Cedar Grove flood
Yeah.
disaster. Just kidding, I'm not real.
I mean, what if the
It's totally
background's
real.
just fake?
This is Dana Brooks.
What if these?
But no, it's not.
could be.
It could be.
Okay.
No, it could be. I mean, I don't know what's real. Maybe AI's fake,
Right.
babe. I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying. We don't even know what's
know.
real and what's fake. So what if that's just a real girl standing there and then she says,
then
and I don't know, I'm fake.
And then
but the
they're
background
putting
is
just
fake.
cheesy CGI shit behind her.
Yeah.
I don't know
Who
what's
knows?
going on, what's real, what's not.
Because who could find out?
But when they get
Word of mouth going to get around whether this girl's real or not?
But if AI, can do this stuff, and this is just look like some, this isn't some big company doing this. I would imagine the government has AI that they can just put out there that would be totally believable.
They've had it
but
for
I mean,
20 years
Yeah,
probably
they-
before they gave it to us.
This is what we're brainwashed in school for 12 years to, so we fall for this shit. I mean, all you really have to do is be a bit more like me and not fucking go on just don't watch videos. If there's no videos, if you don't watch any videos, you can't be fooled by this stuff that only is video, why am I going to watch videos to fool myself if I don't have to? I'm fooling my own self. Am I not? I am part of the problem if I'm sitting there fooling myself with foolish videos. If you
saying-
can put the videos down, if that's an option.
But if the government puts out the videos and gives them to the news, and the news plays them, and then the general populace accepts that the videos, then it doesn't matter. You're going to have to undergo the effects.
I'm saying, yeah, everybody's an idiot.
Well, you better take that phone away from Bella then.
Yeah.
She is.
You
loves
guys are
watching
the
videos.
I don't know
I'm
what. She
not.
doesn't watch any video, any phone at my house. She's not allowed to have my phone. I come over here and she spends all day on the phone.
She doesn't spend all day on the phone. I make sure she always does physical activities. She does spend a lot of time on the phone, but I always make sure, like the last time you were taking a long ass nap.
Yeah.
She was on my phone, but instead I took her swimming and we played soccer in the game room. I figure, even if you're on your kids on the phone, if you can fill at least half their time with positive activities, that will make a huge difference.
Which I don't know that people are doing.
I don't
because
think they
most
are. I don't think they
people
are.
that are younger are on their phones all the time too.
'Cause, like, both of your girls are very good athletes.
Yeah.
And they love to play sports and jump on the trampoline and swim. And a lot of kids aren't getting that. They're just
Yeah.
connected.
Yeah, we played soccer, volleyball, and chess yesterday.
It's well-rounded.
Bella, yeah, you should play Bella in a game of chess.
Oh, I'd like to.
she
Does
she
Harper
beats
know how
me.
to play too, or no?
No, just Bella.
That's good. That's a good thinking game to teach kids.
I'm always trying to get Harper to play, but she's like, I don't want to play chess. But yeah. She beats me every time.
Bella does?
Yeah, I guess I'm just a bad chess.
Are you paying attention?
I'm not that good at playing chess. I don't know any. I know how. I don't really know any strategies or anything. And I'll be playing. She'll just be there eating Doritos, beating me. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Eating Doritos.
I used to play chess a lot. And I thought I was pretty good. And then I played somebody who was, had straight, and I was like, I couldn't beat him. Could never beat him. I was like, well, I don't want to play chess anymore. It's just I thought people who could, like, they have chess games that are famous chess games and strategies. Like, fine, into that. Studying for, I'll do it for fun.
Strategies. That's like playing Risk for 5, 6, 8 hours.
The only thing I have a hard time explaining is the check and checkmate, and sometimes I do just let her win by killing my king without being. If I just don't move my king and I don't realize that I'm in check and she kills my player, I'm just like. I'm like, just so you know, this isn't really how the game is played, but since I can't explain that you have to get me into checkmate, you win.
So you just don't know the actual way to win?
He lets her win. She just gets him in check. She thinks she can take his king when actually you're supposed to go check and the king gets to move.
Yeah,
she just takes his king. Right?
If I don't see it coming.
Yeah, I don't remember that part.
I play chess like checkers. I just, I know how to all the moves, and I try it, but I don't have any advanced strategy what I'm going to do.
And I haven't played chess for probably 40 years.
Yeah, I'd rather play some backgammon.
I mean,
a nice not thinking game of backgammon.
Speed chess is the only thing I'm willing to do. They have at Buddies, they have a chess board, and people play chess sometimes up at the bar. And somebody be like, you want to play? And I'm like, not if we're just going to sit here for a fucking hour playing this game. I'm like 10 seconds. No, I'm not playing if we're going to take more than 10.
Yeah, if you're going to think about it too much.
If you're going to think too hard, I don't want, I can't stand sitting there for fucking 2 minutes while the person's like,
Yeah.
Where am I getting? And then they just do a stupid move. You're not a fucking professional chess player.
There's a lot of thinking when you get deep into the game. There's a lot of just.
I need to learn. I need to relearn how to play backgammon. I used to just know how to play that really well, and now I can't remember.
It's a game. Yeah, it's fun, but it's a total game of luck. It's a game of dice.
I liked it though. I used to play.
We used to play it all the time.
Toyo Tommy gifted a sub. Oh, he gifted a sub to Lulu. Thank you, Toyo.
That's 187.
And today is Ned's Navy's birthday.
I thought you were wooing him.
Oh,
fucking asshole. Fucking asshole. Fucking asshole.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ned's Navy. Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Much better, much better.
Fucking asshole.
Happy birthday, Ned's Navy.
Happy birthday, Ned's Navy. See, I got the news.
Oh, I also sent you that picture to lighten things up a little bit.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I knew I was like, I thought I had something. I was going to download this picture. This is
Trace took the truck to
Miller's.
And we had to go pick it up. And we pull into the parking lot. And here's
my truck.
Oh no!
Pull into the parking lot. Here's my truck. Tailgate down. Door wide open. Been sitting there all morning long.
What?
Like that.
Yeah, I pull in. I was
Bella
like,
went and got her squishmallow.
I was like,
out of
is
the
somebody
truck.
in the truck, or did they fucking just leave the truck door open all day, sitting up here? Can you believe that?
Come on, man.
There's
Come
another
on,
one.
man.
Another picture was more close up. It's like,
And I
you
mean,
just pull into the parking lot, and it's like,
What the
Look
fuck?
at your truck. Look at that.
Who? I did that?
Yeah. I was like, I hope he didn't leave the keys in it.
Oh man, I guess I
That's
did.
what it looked like when we pulled in. I was like, I'm surprised.
I was parked on the other side, and I sent Bella. Bella put her blanket in her. She was going to her friend's house to put all her bag of clothes and her blanket there, and I sent her to go get it. And I guess she left the door open. She had too much stuff probably in her hands to shut the door.
Too much stuff. You just hit it with your.
There you go.
Well, we need to show Bella then. Say, don't do that.
I'm
surprised. I said, I'm surprised nobody's gone inside and said, hey.
Yeah.
Usually people will do that kind of thing. Like, hey, somebody left
their door open.
Yeah, I don't think that
Nobody's
anybody
saying
cares
nothing about
there. It's
nothing.
weird because I don't know why Lauren does this. Like, I try and make her stop doing it, but my truck is full. The bed of it's just full of shit. It's just got, I got jumper cables and different pulleys and boxes of, like old soda boxes, and I'll throw, if I'm done with, drinking a soda, I'll throw it in the back of my truck. So it's right now it's pretty full of shit. And she backs up to the front doors of Miller's to park, to where everybody that walks in has to see my giant truck full of trash. And I'm just like, why do you park somewhere else? And she doesn't back it. She's not a backer inner. She's never backed into anywhere.
It's always backed in at Miller's.
Except for at Miller's for some reason, so she can park right next to the front door with all my trash. I can't believe nobody's ever tell her to move that fucking disaster truck out of right in front of the.
Everybody says Trace's excuse is blame the kids, scapegoat the kids.
Classic
They said
Trace.
Dion's bathtub said the freezer door open, the utensil drawer open, the car door open. Trace's M.O.
I'm not a big door closer.
Snookman says that's the last time he'd ever use my truck. Yeah.
Not a big door closer, unless he's here. Slamming the front door as hard as he can.
Did you leave that stuff in your truck when you went to the dump? You didn't throw it all out?
The dump, they stress me out.
That's what Ned's Navy. That's what I'm saying. He said, "Why is there any trash in there still?" He went to the dump.
It's not a lot of trash. It's a lot of stuff that I use as well. It's just. I did buy a big waterproof container to put all my stuff in, like my jumper cables and everything. And I rolled everything all nice up, and got everything into that box. And the same day, I drove up my 4-wheeler on the ramps and ran over and crushed it.
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Don't you get tired of that? Don't you get tired of that shit? And be like, I'm going to try to take care of stuff.
I did. I was like, I'm going to, instead of just having all this stuff free flowing around my truck bed, I'm going to get it all put nice into a nice bin and all folded up and organized. And I did. And I ran it over with my 4-wheeler a couple minutes later and smashed it all over the bed of my truck.
Only thing I got in my trunk bed is a spare tire and a pickaxe. In an old tailpipe.
Yeah, and 35 pounds of hay.
Yeah. There's a lot of hay in there.
You said that like we should be impressed. Like a dirty old tailpipe, an axe from who knows when.
Only 3 things.
A bunch of hay. It's all buried in hay.
And you can't. None of it's
a spare tire.
When I went to the pick up some of that stuff I bought at that auction.
Yeah.
The young kid that was putting it in the back of the truck, he was like, well, this is cool. Is this tailpipe? Like, he thought that was in use.
Gosh,
he was like, is this how he said, that's kind of cool. Is that where the tailpipe?
What'd you tell him? You should have went along with it.
I did. I was like, no, that's just laying.
She shamed him.
It's got a twin turbo, supercharged.
That would have been good to say. Twin turbo.
Don't touch it. It's hot. Don't touch it. It's hot.
Supercharged. Supercharged. Can you say that as Trump? It's very supercharged.
My car's amazing. It's got the best supercharger out there. I can't do it.
She said, I'm going to fire it up for you. Just wait, and then just peel out. Jackass.
Theon's bathtub. Did he fall for the banana in the tailpipe? Yep, he would have. That's funny.
Oh,
Ned's Navy says, I have a topper for you.
I've been thinking about getting
Red.
a topper.
He said free. He says, I got a topper for you. You can
I'll
have
think
free.
about it. I'll think about
He
it.
says 6-foot bed. Is it a
Can
6
you-
foot?
I think so.
That topper would be so full of junk.
It'd
be so full
that's
of
what I got to
junk.
think about. Whether it's worth putting a topper on to where I'll never take anything ever out again and clean it because it's covered with a topper.
Yeah, I don't know if a topper's for you, buddy. I'm seeing. Do you agree, babe?
I don't know. I mean, you can't
gonna
put
be
a
a trash-
motorcycle in the back.
It's gonna be a trash topper.
A garbage can needs a lid.
There we go. There we go. I mean, you might need to live in it, so maybe you want to get that topper, maybe.
That's a lot of room, man. You could almost live back there.
And if you're homeless,
It
it's
started
good to
out
have
with Tracy when he got a topper for free from Ned's Navies when he really went downhill.
downhill.
Started living in his truck.
Yeah. You could see homeless living in a topper is way better than being homeless.
It is.
Way better than living on the street. The anti-Semitism is out of control. This guy's going to talk about it. It's a very serious issue, a big problem. I know so many people that are affected by it.
So many people.
Actually, zero. I've never experienced any form of known anybody or seen it or ever anything or even heard about it.
No.
In the
And
news,
if you-
in the news in Tampa Bay,
And if
never
you
heard about it.
even say anything yourself, which I don't say, hateful things, but if you ever even say anything, people are surprised that anybody would say anything like about a Jewish person.
I mean,
People aren't all about it. They've already been brainwashed.
Yeah, it's pretty much programmed that that's one of the most taboo things
Yeah,
to talk
so
about.
where is
Unless you're
that-
Dave Chappelle or
so
somebody
where
like
they,
that.
Unless you're can think for yourself, that's
There
the
was
only people like Dave Chappelle and people that can think for themselves that say anything. And if you do, people are like, I've been super programmed to think that you're a horrible person now, that kind of thing. So where's the anti-Semitism coming from?
Oh, this guy's going to tell you.
1 second. I want to show you guys.
What happened? What's
Look
going
at
on?
my tire right here.
Oh boy.
Huge width. It's so sad that this could have been an accident, but the first thing that comes to my mind is if this was an anti-Semitic act, if somebody knew my beard, my yarmulke, and
You ran over a screw, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Who in this room has run over a nail or a screw in your tire and had it look just like
This
that?
week or
Me. Yeah, it's like
Trace,
everybody. It just happens in life.
I pump up my tire every day. See, I've been doing it. I'm a year deep. I'm pumping my tire up every day.
On your truck?
Yeah, I got a nail in there like a year ago, and I pump up my.
God, I can't say anything about this because I did the same thing. 6 months after pumping up the
It's
tire.
more like every 3 or 4 days. Actually, I have to put air in it.
My
but-
tire was getting low too all the time, but I don't see anything in it. And it's it's only a couple years old, my tire.
Lauren's parents got me a really nice battery-powered portable air inflator
that's
for my
nice.
tire, and so it's not
Might
that
as well
big
use
of a
it.
deal.
Might as
You
well
know,
use it.
like I just anytime if I stop to get gas, well, it works pretty quick too. So I'll just hook it on there while I'm getting gas, and by the time I'm gassed up, I'm good to go for 3 or 4 days.
It's just part of your routine now. It ain't a big deal. Like father, like son.
said, let me do that to this guy.
It looks like it was placed there perfectly.
But it's like the
It's placed there perfectly.
Looks like he placed it there perfectly. What is
Yeah,
the white
it's like-
around it? Looks like someone took a washer. Is that a washer with
It's
it?
probably a screw with a washer.
Yeah.
What's the white stuff around it?
That's maybe where looks like somebody's touching it with like some asphalt residue or driveway residue or something. I don't know. That's just what a screw looks like when you run over it. It goes in your car perfectly because it's a sharp screw and it goes in like that. There's no way that somebody put that screw in his, or put it right under his tire.
Inside of the tire, but it's so sad that even that has to go through my mind today.
This guy's looking to be a victim, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's super victim.
Yeah,
this guy's
everywhere
a
he
super
goes,
victim.
he's a victim.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Just play it.
People, no one should ever have to have that percolating. Is somebody attacking me for who I am?
I mean, that's what
That's you. You're
gay
doing
people
it to
do
your
that
fucking
too.
self, bro. Like, what is wrong with you?
Look how happy he is to be a victim,
He's
Donna.
also been brainwashed that you should be a victim.
Yeah, he's totally on the program.
You know, like I guess they're in high school and just life. There, I've known a few racist people, but I've never, been not too much, not too bad, but definitely nobody who's against Jewish people. Like that's not, unless they were. Maybe one person ever that had swastikas in there that I've heard about through you. I didn't even know. But I've never heard of anybody disliking Jewish people.
Even that person was probably not really that. He never did anything.
Exactly.
To be racist. He just had it in his own garage or something.
Yeah. I've known a couple people throughout my life, and you'd be hanging out with them or something, and then they'll say something, and you're like, oh, wow, that guy's kind of racist. But you know the person, and they're not the kind of person that's actually going to do anything bad.
So you're allowed to be racist. I mean, to me, it's like you're allowed to be racist.
In your private life, you can be as racist as you want.
And there's plenty of people that are racist that they never do anything about it. They just talk, they just say stuff. And I don't think that's harming anyone. You're allowed to be a racist. Go ahead. I don't care.
I would say
as long as you're not, dragging a black person behind a car or something, then that's really bad. But I've never known anyone even near that.
I would say my parents were mildly racist, and occasionally I would hear the N-word, and occasionally I would hear derogatory remarks about black people if there was something on the news or something. But my dad would never have. He wouldn't even have discriminated. He had to. Like he was mildly racist, but he didn't practice racism.
Right.
He hired black people. He was supervised black people. He was a principal. He was a harmless semi-racist.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of those people. You meet some guy and he maybe uses the N-word a few times. You're like, man, I think this guy's racist.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see every time I feel like I finally seen somebody that's racist, and you're like, oh, but my best friend's black, and you're like, well, what? That really blows my mind when you see somebody you think racist, and then you figure out that their best friend's black.
That was
like,
very, very weird. That I had a friend.
Sorry.
I had a friend that her husband, who he was abusive. But he also was very racist. She said he was very racist. His family was very racist. They said the N-word all the time. And after she divorced him, he married a black girl. I was like, what? She's like, oh, yeah. That way he can be above her and he can belittle her. It's like, no, if you're racist, you wouldn't want... Right? It would seem that you wouldn't want to kiss a black person or be around a black person just so that you could belittle them.
I don't know.
Yeah, she said his whole family was racist. They all used the N-word and that kind of thing. And nowadays, I see that the grandma, they actually have a half black grandchild or great grandchild, and she's always loving on the grandkid, and it's like, it just blows my mind. How did these people that were so racist go from that to that,
I love seeing that. I don't know why, but just going to a store and seeing some old, 70-year-old who might have been kind of racist back in the day, and he's there with his half black grandchild. You're like, that's what you get.
I see that a lot, and I'm like, I think that too. I thought, because they're older, so they came from that generation that was, a little racist. And
That's the best way to battle it is have biracial children because you can't not love your grandkids.
Right. Yeah.
You can't, no matter if you're a racist and you got a half and half grandkid, you're gonna love it. And
And
that's
in
how
your
you
head, you're like, your kid fucked a black person because you didn't like him. Because you were racist, made your kid want to have sex.
Yeah, maybe.
With somebody different than your race.
Let's take a break. Getting late in the day. Jerry coming. Mike and Jerry show later at 11 o'clock. Thursday already. Ned, your head tomorrow, 7:45. And don't forget The Hang, a stellar edition of The Hang last night. Also, Hang OT at ClusterFshow.com. Get the extra hour of The Hang, and we'll be right back with more ClusterF.
Ladies and gentlemen of the new millennium, smoke marijuana. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, marijuana would be it. The mind-altering effects of marijuana have been proven by scientists, whereas my advice has about as much basis as a big pile of fresh, steaming horse shit. I will dispense this advice. Now, enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Never mind. Neuter your male pets. If your sense of masculinity is in some way tied to your dog's nutsack, you have a fucking problem. Don't overuse the word fuck. It shows a lack of intelligence. Substituting words like dick licker, son of a bitch bastard, and cocksucker will show your creativity. Toboggan. Accept certain inalienable truths. Dope is too expensive. Priests will molest young boys, and you will eventually get old and lose control of your bladder. And when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, dope was cheap, Priests could molest young boys without getting caught, and young men didn't pierce their penises. Don't pierce your penis. There's nothing sadder than an 80-year-old man who can't figure out which hole in his dick to piss out of. Hunt. With a knife. Any pussy can shoot an animal with a semi-automatic rifle from 25 foot up in a deer blind wearing camouflage. Be a fucking man. The next time you see a perfectly able-bodied person park in a handicap space, run them over with your car. You want to be handicapped? You're fucking handicapped. Invite a Jehovah's Witness into your house and kill him with a blunt instrument. Never have sex with an animal unless it's been declawed. And trust me on the marijuana.
CBC, Dennis.
Yes, I have a doctor's prescription, and I was interested in buying some marijuana at your club.
Sure. Well, come on by. 1444 Market Street between the hours of 11 and 1, Monday through Friday.
Will someone be able to, assist me? Because
Yes.
I've never partaken of cannabis before.
Okay, great. We're going to help you out.
Should I bring my own smoking device? Because, all I got's an old corncob pipe. I don't know what to do.
Well, you can buy a pipe here, too. And you can just come in and we'll show you how to use it. What do you got?
I have glaucoma.
Yeah, well, just come on in. We'll show you how to use it. If you can't smoke, we'll get you a brownie.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I like that. Another thing, if I use something of yours, will be sanitized.
Oh, yes.
I'm very concerned about cleanliness and the spread of disease.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's an herb. It's a plant that grows off the ground. It's totally clean and totally make sure no mold, no pesticides.
You don't get a lot of pickle puffers down there, do you? Because I don't want to be putting nothing in my mouth. It's some,
What's a pickle puffer?
Some queer boy's been touching me.
Well, if you're homophobic, you probably wouldn't even like this place.
Well, I'm only concerned about my health, I guess.
Well, yeah, but, I'm just telling you because there's a lot of people with AIDS here,
Maybe I could just buy some pot and take it back to my house.
Well, that's what you can do.
I mean, if there's a bunch of dope smoking, faggots. Okay,
okay.
Thank you very much.
Where am I? Everybody's eating in there. Donna's making onion rings. Trace is making chicken for Lauren. Be right with you. I promise. Oh, shit. Wrong one. Gosh dang it. Here we go. Be right with. We'll be right with you. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Yes.
This isn't even a question. This is a fact. Y'all need to play more Barry Manilow.
What's your favorite Barry Manilow tune, sir?
Right there, brother. Right there.
I'm going to take that suggestion to heart, and I'm going to play a little Barry Manilow here. I don't know if I'm going to play I Write the Songs. I prefer to dig a little deeper. I like to dig way deep into Barry, deeper than most people, way deep. I mean, I like to penetrate the outer layer of Barry Manilow, just plunge way in there and see what I can pull out.
Well, whatever you think is best, man. I trust your judgment.
All right. Well, my judgment says you can take I Write the Songs and shove them right up your ass. Woo! I'm playing It's a Miracle from 1975. It's a snappy little tune. And if this doesn't get me fired, nothing will. I hope you're listening, Bruce Beasley. Because here's Barry Manilow on your station. With your approval, Bubba 98.7, No Rules Radio. I'm about to get fired. Thank you, sweet Jesus. Here's Barry Manilow. It's a miracle. Welcome back to ClusterF. Donna's making some onion rings. Oh, she got the root beer out. Just a few onion rings from Miller's that were in the refrigerator for 4 days.
3 weeks.
Yeah, they've been there that long. I don't think you can. They go bad.
I don't think onion rings. There's not enough onion.
I don't think it would ever go bad. I think you'd eat onion rings that have been on your counter for 6 months and be quite okay. And that's what I'm gonna do. Just a couple. Some honey mustard sauce. I'm hungry.
Lauren and her were both out there talking trash about me putting trash bags in trash.
Not putting trash bags?
No, like the way you do it to not get all the air out. You know, you gotta.
Yeah. You just shove them in there.
Well, I do.
We're saying you both do it.
I do. When I worked in a restaurant, you know, I threw them in there and got them real good. You know, because you're going to be throwing a bunch of shit in there. You can't have it all inflated. But my house one, I put it in there, throw a couple things in, and then I'll take like a pen or something and just poke a hole in it.
Yeah.
And Lauren was complaining that, you know, that affects it when you go to take it out, it's going to rip. I was just in my head thinking, don't complain about something you haven't done in over 6 years.
Oh, he didn't say that to her.
I just thought of it.
He thought it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never.
I just hate people. It's like, let the air out of that thing. Because then all the stuff you throw in just sits on top. Because it's so full of air.
Give it a
on
little
the bottom.
poke with a pen. And
all you got to do is pull it away from the side of the garbage can and push it down and let the air out.
Maybe it's my garbage can size. Maybe that's what it's just, you know, you really got to stretch mine to get it over the thing.
Yeah.
And so like to pull the thing over again would, you know, it's probably going to rip the bag, you know. So I got to go full. I just poke a hole in it, man.
He just rips it open. Rips
Poke
a hole in it.
Poke a little hole in it.
Snookman said, I've had food poisoning. There's a lot of shitting and puking up blood. See, now that's real food poisoning.
Yeah.
When people always, I think I got food poisoning because they, you know, felt sick after they ate something. It's like, I don't think so. Food poisoning is really bad.
Gosh, I hear a lot of talk of food poisoning. Until you just said it, I've never realized that I don't think I've ever gotten food poisoning.
I think you really, it's bad.
Food
I think it's
poisoning
really
is
bad.
But people just, you know, they get diarrhea or something and say they had food poisoning. It's like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you got full-blown food poisoning.
Yeah,
I think you really know if you did.
I think Lauren said she got food poisoning from Moe's, which is really a good and a bad thing because I like Moe's, but it's really expensive. So I'm glad that she doesn't like Moe's, I guess.
Yeah.
But at the
only thing I like there are the chips and queso.
But at the same time, one couple times a year, I'm like, hey, you want to go to Moe's? She's like, oh, Moe's. I'm like, oh, it's pretty good.
Saved you on that one.
It's not bad.
What do you get there?
Same thing I get everywhere. Some crunchy tacos. 2 crunchy tacos. You know, yeah, the 3's always up. You see 3 and you're like, oh, I'd be like, fuck it. If I get queso and a drink with that, it's going to be like $26.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go in there and get one I'll go in there with my own drink and get one taco sometimes.
I didn't know they even had tacos. I've only got the salad from there. That's all I've ever got
from Moe's.
The salad and the queso.
Never got the burrito.
No.
Never a burrito.
No, but I got this Stars and Stripes root beer.
It's a little sweet, man. Did you
know
notice how
what it is?
sweet it is?
I thought it was a little. It had a.
And
I
it's
was
so
like,
sweet.
I was like, that has a weird, bad aftertaste. Then I was like, did I get diet root beer?
Oh, is it?
No, it's not. But it has aspartame in it. Why? Why does it have
tastes like
aspartame?
it's got aspartame. It tastes terrible. It's terrible.
It tastes.
I'm not drinking it.
Oh. And what's that last thing that it says under the ingredients?
It says the ingredients are poison.
Poison.
Yeah.
Aspartame. Why are you putting
Aspartame
that
is
with
the worst.
with sugar?
Right.
It's
Really
a double
it's a
fuck.
Yeah,
double
it just
F
gave it
you.
a nasty.
Yeah, just ruined it.
aftertaste.
Just ruined it.
Yeah, I was like, ew, it tastes like diet soda.
Terrible.
You want diet soda, but still want the sugar with it? Try Stripes and Stripes. Stars and Stripes fucking root beer.
I like Stripes and Stripes better.
Sugar and sugar. What was that last thing? Did you see the last thing it said on it, Trace?
That's so America. It's so America, Trace. The last thing I saw on what?
On that.
What?
On what?
What are you talking about?
And under the ingredients, what is those? What are those words?
What are those words?
Oh, contains poison. I don't know. It says.
I'll have to.
I can't read it. It's
It
over his head.
It's weird because
confusing.
I can't read it. It says and then under it says contains It's weird.
Right, give that to
Give
him.
it here.
I can't read.
I can't read. I can't read those words. I can't
read
either. That's why I told you to do it.
Phenylketonurics.
That's what I said.
Phenylketonurics.
It just says that, and then underneath
And
it says
contains phenylalanine.
yeah.
Phenylalanine.
Is that a warning? That's probably a warning.
That's got to be a warning, right? This is toxic. It's manufactured in
aspartame.
Tampa by Refresco Beverages.
You know,
Refresco.
I mean, they say it's all genetics, how long you live and stuff. But, like, sometimes I think when people maybe die young or something, I'm like, maybe their favorite root beer was fucking Stars and Stripes, and they drank that shit every day, and it killed them at the age of 52.
You never know. You never know. That's not getting in the papers. He drank himself to death with Stars and Stripes root beer ever. Nobody's going to ever find that out. We were doing the hang last night. Donna wasn't here, and I went out to get something, and I left the door open, and so the dogs start coming in here. So Blue comes in here.
I meant to ask you about that because I heard him saying something about it. I was a little skeptical about the dog being in here, and I'm like, what dog is in there? Why has he got a dog in there?
Well, Bendy was she was in here because of the storm, and she was being good. We had her in here the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I accidentally left the door open when I went out for just a second, and Blue walks in, and so I'm like, oh shit! And she's walking over here. I'm like, I'll just get her and take her out. Blue's not gonna do nothing. Yeah. And then I turn around, and Baxter's coming in, and Baxter walks in, and Spice is just sitting there like. He says, I've heard horror stories about this dog. And I say, well, he's never bitten anybody. He's just
getting deer. He just likes to kill
I just like
deer.
to play it safe. And I had to drag. And he was scared because of the lightning. It was still thundering and lightning at that point.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't get him out of here. Because he's big and he was scared. And so I really had to yoke him up and get him out of here while Matt stood there frozen. I want to drink some root beer because I got a cup of. It's so bad though.
Oh shoot!
Did you almost fall out of your chair? What the fuck was?
I just remembered that the
over the top Three Stooges reaction. You were like,
Did I do that?
I'm gonna get that. Go back on tape.
Yeah, I want to see that
at 9:20.
I forgot I have the onion rings in there.
Yeah, get the onion rings before they burn.
No, I heard it go off already. I didn't even think about it.
Man.
I'm hearing him burn, and I'm just letting him. I didn't think anything of it.
I wanted some tasty onion rings and an ice cold root beer, and I got Stars and Stripes and burnt onion rings. Now we got to go to Checkers.
Yes.
You're totally frustrated. This is so bad.
Oh,
it's like if sweet tea was a root beer, except worse. And it was diet sweet tea with all the sugar, like you said.
What do they say? You get old from playing, and you stop playing because you get old or something.
I didn't get old because I didn't stop running because I got old. I got old because I stopped running.
This is something similar with playing like that.
Yeah, any kind of thing like that.
But I forced myself to go play in the rain yesterday.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
You know, once you get over that feeling the initial shock of it being a little bit cold, and it was pretty hot yesterday, so it was actually pretty. I got out there and played soccer with Bella in the rain. It was pretty. I was like, you can't. I can't let my kids not play in the rain.
There you go.
Like I was like, I got it. My kids are gonna play in the rain. Like, I don't think. Do you think a lot of kids don't play in the rain?
Oh, come on, buddy. Ain't no kids playing in the rain.
I feel like there's a lot of parents that are like, get out of the rain. Like,
they look
delicious. Nowadays, I bet there's a lot of get out of the rain.
People think that they're gonna get a cold.
You're gonna get sick. You're gonna whatever. You might trip and fall.
Yeah,
they're too hot to eat. That's
they're not that hot.
They're not.
They have changed the answer on Google now.
For what?
If you get sick, does being cold make you sick? And I used to, I always, I heard it from doctors and everything that you can't get sick from the cold. That's not a real thing because people that live in colder weather aren't sick all the time. And playing in the rain and stuff like that doesn't make you sick. And I would even Google it for people back in the day and prove to them that, being cold doesn't make you sick. And now he is having a time over there with them onion rings. Is it hot?
It was hot.
Is it?
Well, that one was. Go ahead.
What was it?
About playing in the cold.
So they changed it on Google that you can get sick.
Yeah, they changed it on Google to kind of in a roundabout way saying, well, it can lower your immune system, so it can make you sick. I'm like, fuck that, man. Google's full of shit.
Yeah.
I ain't buying that.
I thought it was from going from cold to hot that made you, but
I don't know if that's a thing too. Because if you go in the cooler a bunch and back and forth, you're gonna get. I don't know if that makes any difference. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I think these onions are old.
What do you?
These onions are super chewy.
What did you just say about going in a cooler?
Going from hot in and out of a cooler.
From a cooler about. Over and over and over again.
That's bullshit. I used to have to do inventory in the freezer that was like negative fucking 30 degrees. I mean, that was by far the worst thing I had to do as a manager at Beef O'Brady's was, it's not even the cold. I hate cold, but you had to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning to do it before we opened, which if you work in a restaurant, like nobody shows up at 10 o'clock. Like, People felt bad for you. People talk all day about, oh man, sorry you have to come in tomorrow, Trace, and do him. Like, people felt bad if you have to show up at a restaurant at 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. But
that's why you work at a restaurant, so you don't have to get up at go to work at 10.
But it was so cold, and sometimes I would forget my jacket. I mean, you got to count everything in the freezer, so you got to go in there. And it's very tedious, and you're sitting there, and it's just, I'm talking, you can't be in there for more than a fucking minute, especially if you're going in and out. Now you're already pre-cooled, like a preheated oven, but you're pre-cooled.
Yeah, so you can't last as long because you're already pre-cooled.
Oh my God. I definitely never got sick from doing that, and that sucked.
Yeah, too cold. And then, of course, I would imagine you would always forget your jacket.
Most of the time, eventually I just had a jacket I just left at work permanently. But then it'd be cold outside, and I'd wear it home because I forgot to bring a jacket to work. And then the next time I go and do inventory, it's not there at all.
Sounds about right. My mind is still blown looking at that root beer because I was like, maybe this will taste all right. And maybe it would have if they didn't put aspartame in it. What did you say, Trace? Do you want the?
I get this was a one-time deal. One time. I can't say it again.
Do you want the diet soda
with all the sugar?
So
the taste of diet.
Want diet soda with the taste? I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot what I
well,
said.
that summed it up.
I
for
sure.
sure.
wrote it down. I'm going to go back and pull that one.
Stripes and stripes.
Doesn't say diet at all. Why would they put aspartame
I don't know. That's a government
something that
conspiracy
isn't
for sure.
diet? I don't even understand
Yeah,
it.
that is poison in a bottle,
It's
man.
poison. That'll kill you. You drink that whole bottle and see if you survive. I got to have one more bite of these
The
terrible onions.
Stars and Stripes root beer challenge. Can you drink a whole bottle without dying?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Started on TikTok. Takes a long time to eat that chewy onion.
He's going to eat all the onions
Yeah.
he just said were no good anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to move him away.
So he doesn't eat.
I can't resist if he's sitting right next to me. I'm supposed to be hosting a show here.
Oh, that just blows my mind. The fucking root beer thing.
I mean, it's so bad. I'm just astonished at how bad this root beer is.
I know. And it might not be, like I said, if they didn't put aspartame in it.
Oh, it's like you made yourself a glass of root beer and then you took some sweet and low and put it in there and made it real sweeter. It's like
Not even
disgusting.
sweet and low. Sweet and low doesn't taste that bad.
Ugh.
That does.
That's terrible.
I saw, I can't go without saying this anymore. I saw a thing that said people that Gen Zers are figuring out ways to escape the outrageous Starbucks coffee prices by creating their own home cafe.
You mean a coffee maker?
They figured out how to make coffee at home.
You can make coffee at home? What?
All these years we had a home cafe, babe, and we didn't know it.
I mean, that's crazy. I mean, even just a Keurig's thing is crazy. Like, how do you got duped into buying a $300 machine to make fucking coffee?
A coffee maker is like $29.
Yeah.
And it'll last you 2 or 3 years. And look at all the money you're saving for $30.
Yeah.
And it takes you 3 minutes
And you sit down
to
and
make
enjoy
coffee.
your home brewed coffee.
That's me and Donna's favorite thing. We have coffee all the time. I was coming home yesterday on my way home. I texted her. I was like, coffee? I never get turned down for coffee.
Gosh, I'm not. I've been. Ned's Navy says he drinks Waddy coffee, tea, beer, no soda.
Yeah.
I'm not a.
That's the way to go. No
soda. I'm not
Soda's
really
bad
a
for you.
soda drinker.
We don't see. We talk about soda a lot. We don't drink that much of it. We might have.
They do.
She does. She drinks a little more than I do. Because I only have half
because
a glass.
I have to go out and drive more. When I'm driving, I like to have a soda.
10 shots of soda a day.
It's her. Soda is her comfort food.
Yeah.
She'll slowly milk this 2-liter dry.
I'll
in
have
the
a
fridge.
Coke, but it's got to be a fountain Coke. But one of the things I also do to lessen it is I fill my cup up with ice.
Yeah.
I don't get just.
You force yourself to
some
drink
people
less.
say, give me that, but no ice, or put a little bit of ice. I put a lot of ice in it so that it's not as big as a.
There's nothing better than a fountain Coke.
Gosh, I'll never forget. Colton, when I hung out with him, he was always just like, I mean, the whole day hanging out with him is just based around getting the best deals on stuff and saving the most money. Like, that is what, like, you will do anything that day to save a fucking dollar. Like, this is the basis of what you're doing that day is trying to save money. And I remember we'd go to like the 89 cents Polar Pops for any size, and I would always get the small, and that blew his mind more than anything I've ever seen anybody blow their mind. Like, he's just like, what? It's free to get the bigger one. Like, he's like, and he'd like get the cup out and be like, no, pour it in here. I'm like, no, I don't want to drink that much soda.
Don't want to drink that much.
He's like, but it's free. He could not handle that at all.
I have to check back in with Colton when he's like 65 and see if he's just bawling in retirement from all the money he saved.
I think he kind of is.
He might. Well, he doesn't have any rent or anything. because he still lives at his
But
parents.
he still, some people just can live with their parents and blow all their money.
Yeah. He got
lucky.
He's probably got a big bank account.
Yeah, he ain't
blowing all the stacks.
He laid his motorcycle down and got the insurance claim that would buy him a new motorcycle. And before he even got the claim, he just went out and bought a new one, like $30,000 cash.
That seems like something he wouldn't waste his money on.
But he's getting the $30K,
No, I'm just saying, buying a $30,000 motorcycle.
Everybody's got their one thing they got to spend some money on.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a real, brand new, really nice motorcycle.
I came in here after two mojitos and two white trash mojitos and 3 Rios, and I did a current events quiz last night.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
how'd you do it that quick?
I had the questions. I picked out the questions, and then I just had to come up with the fake answers after the show. And I didn't want to do it, man. I was like, do not want to do this at 10 o'clock at night. But I came up with 12 questions. So I think we'll save that for when Jerry gets here, because I think if we start it now, we won't finish it.
He's
so
never been in a quiz, has he?
No, we'll let Jerry weigh in on the quiz.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So current event quiz coming up around 10 o'clock.
Do you have a Karen though?
I do not.
Oh, I thought you said
no.
I thought it was Monday. I'm losing my mind. I'm totally losing my mind. I was like, we got the Raz song, we got the Raz Karen. I was like, what day is it? Thursday. Not even close.
Gosh. Didn't you try and get tickets to the Savannah Bananas?
Yes.
Oh, don't. It's a sore
We
subject.
don't have to go. We don't have to get into. We don't have to get into
She
that.
hates the Savannah Bananas now.
I do too. And just hearing about that and seeing some of the clips and a little bit, I was like, man, I think I'd like the Savannah Bananas too, man. It seems kind of cool. And then they like a couple weeks ago, we were at Buddy's and they had it on the TV playing.
Yeah, so they're on ESPN all the time.
And Lauren was sitting to where, she could see it and she's like, oh, Savannah Banana. I'm like, oh, let me come over. And I was kind of into it and saying, how hard it is to get tickets and how they sell out their crowds and kind of making the Savannah Bananas look cool. Mm-hmm. And then we watched like 15 minutes of it and was like, this is the gayest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
I mean, it's just like... They're
a few of the dances and stuff they do are a little.
No, every dance they do the entire time. We watched
is what, gay?
So flamboyant, like moving your body like a girl. Like they're all just doing these really flamboyant.
I think you gotta
dances.
You gotta be over the top though when you're in the middle of a field dancing.
All I know is 15 minutes was all it took for me to never want to even consider going to a Savannah Bananas game or thinking it was cool at all anymore.
Yeah, they're trying too hard.
I think so.
I've seen some stupid stuff.
I mean,
Tucson Chick says same feeling, Trace.
I mean, the stadium looked sold out. They looked like they were doing it in front of 50,000 people.
They're doing it in stadiums now.
Yeah, in stadiums. But I was like, man, that is not for me.
No, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters. I think we took the kids. I don't know. Were you there? Did you go see the Harlem Globetrotters?
That's like my first memory.
And it was like so hokey. It was just too hokey.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't even put it over. It's just hokey.
Yeah, I remember going to see it, but like just barely.
It wasn't. Yeah, didn't stick with you.
No,
that memory.
Nothing you'd want to go like. I want to go see the Harlem Globetrotters again.
There's almost nothing, no event like that besides sporting events that I care to go see. None of the shows at like Busch Gardens and stuff like that sounds like a nightmare. I think you guys took me to a few of those, like the shows. I remember there was like some Sinbad thing we went to one time, and the guy in the opening thing, the guy came down on a zip line and hurt his leg, and they canceled it.
I remember that.
Where was that?
Just our luck.
At Busch Gardens.
I think it was
probably Busch Gardens or SeaWorld or something.
Yeah, it might have been SeaWorld. Back when they did stuff like that.
Yeah, the guy comes down as if I'm like fucking it's some hero and limps off the stage. Immediately. It was
Yeah.
like 30 seconds in.
And then they make an announcement on the thing. The show's been canceled. And you're like, oh, great.
What was that one guy that got ran over by the, wasn't there an Indiana Jones one and the guy got ran over by a giant rock?
While we were there?
No.
Okay.
It was like online you could see it. I think, I was like, how
I don't
big
think it was a real... I think it was wasn't it a fake?
It was a fake boulder.
rock?
I can't recall how bad the guy was injured, but it was like a big deal.
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
Yeah, we talk.
I'd go watch that one though.
Talk about animal intelligence sometimes here on the show. You know, it's hard to figure out. Here's cockatoos. I think this is in Australia, and they figured out how to use a water fountain.
Really?
Like, you have to like.
Chatting up each other at the fence?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, they won't even let each of them get a drink. They keep... There we go.
So, I mean, how do you figure that out as a bird? I'm not sure exactly how the mechanism is, but they're pressing something.
It looks like they're twisting a knob.
Twisting or pressing something. Yeah, it's one of those twisty knobs maybe to get the water.
Huh.
I mean,
So what kind of intelligence is that? I don't know.
I think all animals are smarter than we think. I don't think just because they don't speak English, I think most animals talk to. I mean, we don't even really give them credit. They're just making some screeching noises, and we're just like, oh, birds just make noise. No, they're fucking talking. Like I don't think we give them credit for talking as much as they. Like I was at when we went to Homosassa, there was a group of manatees, and that obviously are in a herd or a pod or whatever you call a group of manatees, and a couple of them go off one way, just like through the water, like a mile away from the other ones, and then they met up, on the way back. We saw them all together again. And I'm pretty sure the one was like, hey, I'm going over here for a little bit. Stay here. I'll be back in a little bit. You would just get lost as a manatee if you couldn't be like, hey, I'm going over here for a minute. You would lose your herd immediately. You've got to be able to.
It can't be any scent. How would you find your herd?
Right.
That's a good.
I'm thinking they're just I'm thinking
I've always
almost
said
animals.
that. And people would say animals are dumb. I'm like, they are all smart in their own.
I don't know. Cats and dogs are pretty. Cats and dogs and chickens, in my opinion, are pretty stupid, and lizards.
And it's certain breeds too. Certain breeds are smarter than others.
So much. I don't know if dogs and cats are doing too much talking, communicating, to each other.
Interspecies or just two?
I think they are. Dogs.
They don't bark a lot.
They
make a lot of noises.
Like even the way they communicate. Like maybe dogs communicate by sniffing each other's butts, but like that, and just that makes me feel like less intelligence than normal communication.
But they can read each other's. How they're happy or they're sad or they're. When they meet up with each other.
I don't know how much they're reading.
God, there's a lot. People bring way too many animals up to buddies. I'll tell you that right now.
That's a big strike for me.
It gets there's typically not. Sometimes the owner brings her big dog in and puts him behind the thing, and every once in a while there was a guy that walked in a couple weeks ago. And the owner's dog, for some reason, just didn't fucking like this dude. And he was kind of growling at him. And, the guy just walked in like a normal person and went and sat in the corner. But the dog fucking didn't like him. And everybody's like, something's up with that dude. The dog really doesn't like that dude. He just beat his wife or killed somebody.
Wouldn't you
or something
like to
before he
know
came in
if
here.
there was really something up with him and the dog really knew? You know,
Just like Bella knows with Trace.
Yeah.
She knows something's up with this guy.
But there's like there's a lot of cats. You know, there's a black cat that's just always in there, wandering around, and there's other cats. And then people been bringing their dogs, and this one weird dude brought his big pit bull, and somebody else brought a little dog, and they're like meeting. They're like, hey, let's see if these dogs get together at the bar. I'm like, what? That sounds like the worst idea I've ever heard of.
Pit bulls don't like little dogs.
They got along fine-ish, and but you know, there was a good couple minutes where like, I'm pretty sure that fucking pit bull is gonna fucking rip this dog into pieces.
Yeah.
That's a bad scene too.
Yeah.
Can't get him out of his mouth.
Can't get him out of his mouth.
I had made the decision that even if this little cute puppy gets destroyed by this pit bull, I'm not getting involved in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no, ain't worth it. We were talking about yesterday about that case. It was the one guy that was deported to El Salvador.
Yeah.
And then we saw another story in the news where it looked like he was actually involved in human trafficking. So
Who?
like, I don't remember his name.
Wow.
It's one of these 3 named Mexican guys, and it was a big deal. And Democratic members of Congress were down there, trying to get him free or visiting him and everything. And then we read something in the paper, and it kind of pretty much said that that none of this was true. And it's like, I can't find any truth. Any truth anywhere.
I've flip-flopped on this guy like three times now.
Because nobody gives you the real story on anything.
On the news, it's like, well, they said they pulled him over. He had 9 people in his car and $1,500 and blah, blah, blah. It's like, so he probably is a human trafficker. And then I read, there was like 2 pages in the paper about him, and I read all that, and they're saying that he works in construction. And he has for years, and he often helps transport other, Spanish people that.
Yeah, he transport day laborers, and people pay him, so he's making money that way too.
Yeah,
but that's nothing illegal about that.
And they never charged him with anything.
He didn't get charged. They let him go.
Yeah, when they pulled him over, they were like, he was never charged with anything.
So it's just one of those things to keep Americans, divided, and you can't get. I don't know whether the Tampa Times story is true, or the CNN story is true, or the Fox News story is true. Mm-hmm. I have no freaking idea.
Yeah.
And you can't. Where are you going to get the truth? Everything is suspect. So what organization are you going to get the truth from? It's pretty. Mm-hmm. It's kind of sad. So, we try to tell the truth here, and we tried to tell the truth in that case, but we don't know the truth.
Yeah.
And they said, did you read the backstory on them? That family?
Not too much. No, I didn't.
It's like his family lived in El Salvador, in the capital, which is San Salvador or something,
maybe
something like that.
Sounds good.
Anyway, they said that when him and his brother were, 12 years old, the gangs were trying to get them, to be in the gangs, and they threatened the family to kill them if they didn't, join their gangs. And so they sent the one kid to the United States to get away from him, and the family moved. They did try to get him, to be in a gang. And she moved, again, and she kept the family kept moving to try to get away from these gangs, trying to get their kids into the gangs.
Yeah.
And then they sent him when he was 16 to the United States to get him away from being from these people, because they threatened their whole family that they'd kill their family if they didn't join the gangs. And it seemed like they finally got him away, got away from them. Because one time, even when they moved, they found him and was threatening him. And I don't know why they threatened this. Is that what they do to all families? Threaten them constantly to join gangs?
Possibly.
But it seemed like they never said they joined a gang. It was like, the mother took steps to get her kids away from these people that were threatening them.
So everything you see in the news is just a very... They take a very complex story and they just spin it how they want, and there's
what it seemed like.
And it's just so hard to find the real truth.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to hate on people too, that are even bad people. I feel like everybody's pretty much created equal, and you're just a product of your environment. You know,
Jerry must be here. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back with more ClusterF. I was strolling for furries at a seedy EDM bar in Baltimore when I saw a figure staggering out of the bathroom. It was Nancy Pelosi. As she made her way down the hallway, she slipped on some vomit and smashed the vodka bottle she was holding.
Oh, shit.
I went over and helped her up and told her I had a bottle of Grey Goose back at my condo, and she eagerly accepted my invitation for a nightcap. I told the driver to step on it. I had a live one.
Come on, dude, she's holding.
And we were back at my place in no time. Once back at my place, I poured her a triple shot of Grey Goose. She downed it like a sailor, and I whispered in her miracle ear that I wanted to make love to her. She said that she and Chuck Schumer had just finished using the articles of impeachment to snort up some celebratory blow that we'd have to screw later. She said she wanted to get wasted and make prank phone calls to Mitch McConnell. But first, she took a big swig of vodka right from the bottle. She then proceeded to blow up an inflatable Ivanka Trump doll, and then defecate in a MAGA hat in a performance art piece entitled 2 Girls, 1 Cap. She was gourded out of her mind. I asked her what she was on, and she handed me a hit of PCP. Then she whispered in my ear,
You ever hated America? On angel dust?
I took the hit of PCP, and soon I blacked out. We hit the road. We stopped to pick up a hitchhiker. He was wearing a red, white, and blue coat and a white beard. He was Uncle Sam. Nancy invited him to her place. And he said, cool. I don't have anywhere to go.
I have $23 trillion in debt.
That's about the time Nancy chloroformed him.
Shut the fuck up, old man.
She told me to hightail it back to her place, while she took upskirt photos and sent them to the Ayatollah. I faded in and out of consciousness. One minute we were helping illegal immigrants dig a tunnel under the border. The next, we were assisting Rachel Maddow in giving Meghan McCain a partial birth abortion. I vaguely remember Nancy shoving a pill in my mouth and saying,
Chinese Adderall. It'll put some pep in your step.
The next thing I knew, I woke up in the basement, right next to Joe Biden, who was giving Greta Thunberg a back massage. I stumbled to the bathroom, and there was Nancy Pelosi, giving Uncle Sam a golden shower. While Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren fingered each other and watched.
This is pretty hot.
I was overcome with desire. I grabbed Nancy's hair and said,
I declare a fatwa on your filthy American vagina.
She immediately dropped her ISIS panties and began to take off her hijab. I said, no, leave it on. I mounted her and cried death to America with every stroke. Her large fake boobs, paid for with your tax dollars, jiggled up and down and up and down. This went on for what seemed like hours. She was not an easy woman to satisfy, and it wasn't until I ripped up the final page of the U.S. Constitution that she finally climaxed.
Impeachment is fun.
The last thing I remember was turning down a free mustache ride from John Bolton. I woke up 3 days later with a text on my phone from Nancy Pelosi. It was a picture of me with Adam Schiff's balls on my forehead. Oh yeah, she took my guns too.
VIP, watching MTV, got a bottle of Troll, so drip IV, got TLC on my like Sean Kingston on a new jet ski. Little ho, that's a name you're gonna know. Stacking dollars up so high, don't make it rain, I'll make it snow. Little ho, white girl face with a black guy flow. Stacking dollars up so high, don't make it rain, I'll make it snow.
Everybody loves me.
I'll make it snow.
Everybody loves me.
My shit's so tight that I once all crushed, took me out up in the clouds. But he waved bye-bye cause he's kinda shy and I think he was aroused. When I was 2 I beat Slim Shady in a battle, he lost me bad. I was kinda sad to his ass real bad, now he needs a colostomy bag. Out rap Lil Wayne, he was so ashamed and now he can't stop pouting. Now the only thing me and Wayne have in common, we're too short to ride Space Mountain. I'm late for my show, cops stop, little ho, they smell a strange aroma. Ho raps real hard and I got my car, told the doc I got glaucoma. Don't hate the ho, cause you got beat by a young blonde Anglo-Saxon. I don't touch young kids, but I'm white and rich like Mr. Michael Jackson. Little ho, that's a name you're gonna know. Stacking dollars up so high, don't make it rain, I'll make it snow. Little ho, white girl face with a black guy flow. Stacking dollars up so high, don't make it rain, I'll make it snow.
Everybody loves me.
I'll make it snow.
Everybody loves me.
I'm telling you, Trace. Today's rappers got nothing on Lil Ho.
No. I
Way
don't
better.
think so.
Way better than the crap they're putting out there. Welcome back to ClusterF. Don't forget Ned in your head tomorrow morning, 7:45. Mike and Jerry show coming up at 11. Jerry's the man, Trace. He brought us some root beer, and he was this close to securing us some onion rings.
I was
So close.
15, 20 minutes away from getting onion rings. But they were going to make them fresh. I couldn't wait that long, no. But I got the root beer.
What was the reasoning behind her Stars and Stripes root beer?
I think she actually just won. It was probably, how was that super?
Are you that hard up? Or
No, it was like an experiment.
I just saw that.
Was it
Stars and
super
Stripes,
cheap?
And I was like, yeah, it was like at $1.25 at Dollar Tree. I was like, I gotta try it.
Try that,
See what
yeah.
that tastes like.
Dollar Tree root beer.
Although, regular soda didn't used to be far off from that price.
2 liters used to be 99 cents.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Yeah,
You got
so-
2 liter for 99 cents.
It looks good, though. I mean, root beer, Stars and Stripes.
I was like, how bad could it be? It's supposed to be root beer, so I'm gonna try it. But it's regular root beer and it's got aspartame
Is
in it.
aspartame, is it cheaper than sugar maybe? So they're just,
How like the second ingredient is like whatever's in regular soda. It's got sugar. Look at it.
like high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's it got in
but
it?
maybe they don't put as much
High
because they
fructose-
use the aspartame. They don't have to put as much, so that cuts their high fructose corn syrup costs. Maybe.
Maybe that.
It's cheaper, I guess.
It got to be maybe cheaper. Just a dab of aspartame makes it super sweet.
That's what like. Sometimes you buy some food and it's like no GMA, and you go, "Oh shit," But it never had any GMA in it to start off with. you know,
Yeah.
like, oh, no GMA. Like, oh, I can't. I want some GMA. But it never. I've been eating it for 30 years. It didn't have GMA to start off with.
Mike, you need to put Jerry on the camera.
Oh, I forgot. Let me get over here.
A little bit. There you go. Perfect.
Good. There we go.
Hi, everybody.
Man, I was watching this new. I don't know if it's new. Bella played it, but it's a Bear Grylls thing, which is a red flag already because a lot of his stuff was
It's
fake.
totally fake.
Was it? Yeah.
Like you'd see
In the woods and all that
like
shit,
you could see, like sometimes you see a highway in the background.
Yeah.
They didn't edit out. Somewhat fake.
It was somewhat fake. He's really just trying to show you how to survive and do a bunch of things. I mean, does it really matter if you go? The Earth's been discovered, man. It's the reality of it, and you can't. It's hard to go out into the middle of nowhere. But he's got like some new show where he's got 12 regular people that they strand on a deserted island just to see if they could survive. And it was all right. We watched it. I was debating the whole time whether it was real or not.
Yeah.
You kind of couldn't tell because every day, like the first day, they need to find the beach. And it doesn't look like they're going to find the beach, and they find the beach. And then the second day, it's like, oh, they got to find water, and it doesn't seem like they're going to find water. And then they find water. And the next 2 days, they got to start fire. I don't think they're going to start fire. And then they start the fire.
It's all fake.
And
It's
the
all
next day, they
it's a
need
setup.
food, and they can't get the food. And then they get the food, you know, and it's kind of like that.
It's
So I was
always
like,
a happy ending.
yeah, it seemed a little bit scripted.
They're not going to let these people die of dehydration or thirst. So
You know, if there's a cameraman, I'm not feeling too. You know, I'm thinking I'm pretty safe. If there's a cameraman,
Yeah,
around,
exactly.
I'm thinking I'm going to make it out of here.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly there was three of the 12 guys were cameramen, and they were cameraing themselves. They're videotaping themselves, which seems pretty.
I ain't buying none of it.
I'm not saying I was buying any of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, satellite
You know?
dish. You know,
The guys, these very pasty white British people that have no survival skills, because that's kind of what the premises was. 12 guys with no survival skills out there. Also didn't seem to really get that sunburnt after being on a deserted island for fucking 10 days. And all still just
Scam.
pasty white. I'm like, where's the sunscreen at? These guys are at least wearing sunscreen.
That's how they never made Lost seem that real. When we watched Lost, it had that big fat guy Hurley on it.
Yeah.
Never lost an ounce of weight.
Never.
Well, finally,
Never. On a
in like
desert, on an island.
season 4, they were like, "All right, well, he's got a hidden supply of snacks."
Yeah, I think they did do that.
Yeah.
After 3 years ago, come on, Hurley, you got to lose a little weight.
No, but I was, man, I really want to do that. I want to try and survive on a deserted island
For real.
for like a week. You know, no longer than that, just to see if I could do it.
I would be afraid to, because they learned by trial and error, caveman and, eating berries. Well, that guy died, so don't eat those.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one. You got to die to figure out if you can eat berries. You got to learn that stuff ahead of time. Like those, when we went to Payne's Prairie up by Gainesville, there was 3 trees that had berries on them.
Yeah.
And some of the trees, they weren't even ripe yet. They were all green. But we're like, why aren't the squirrels and birds eating all these berries? Because as soon as the Japanese plum in our Japanese plum tree, as soon as those things start turning yellow, man, those squirrels and birds just eat them all up. We can't even get them.
Can't even get them.
Can't even get them.
Next day, they're gone.
Yeah, they eat them all.
Then nothing was touching these.
Nothing. I remember when we had orange trees, you'd see something. It's like, what's falling out of that orange tree? Oh, it's a squirrel peeling the peels off, and they
Son of a bitch.
yeah,
Eating my grapefruit.
and the peels are just dropping to the ground. It's like, God dang. But these berries, nothing. They were plentiful on the tree. Why? But I didn't understand why nothing was eating them. But he took a bite. Didn't you take a bite?
Yeah, I
of
was
one?
like, hey, I'm going to take a bite.
And then Bella's taking a bite. I'm like, no, don't eat that. Well, Pop did. I'm like, well, let's see if he dies first.
Sacrifice Pop.
I know. When she took it, I said, oh, no, it's okay if I kick the bucket. I'm of age. You can't be. I think they're fine.
I don't know what they were.
I didn't
though.
die.
You didn't die.
Didn't die.
I'll give you that.
But I want to do, I want to try. I'll do it for the show. I'll try and survive on a deserted island, or not a deserted island. You can pick any island.
What about just out in the woods?
I mean, yeah, out in the woods. The only thing is, like, can I just have a lighter, bro? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I think if I spent 2 days fucking rubbing sticks together, I could figure out a way to make fire. But it's fucking 2025, man. Just give me a lighter. If I did get stranded in the desert, I smoke cigarettes. I'm probably gonna have a lighter on me anyway. So it's realistic still. And it's just
What are you gonna do when that lighter goes out though? When it runs out of
I mean,
you got to keep a
like Tracy's
fire lit.
Tracy's gonna have a 24-hour a day 7 days a week fire going.
You got to keep that fire going.
He got to. Well,
Here's Trey. Oh, the fire's out again.
oh,
And then it's a bitch to start it up.
it is a bitch to start back up.
I would never start fire if I was alone under the. I'd never.
Like, we know.
I'm just going in the water, start swimming until a shark gets me. You know, number one, I don't eat fish. So I'm not fishing. You know,
you would.
And then okay, what's on here? Deer? I gotta go wrestle a deer, and nah, that's not happening.
I'd like to. I think I would die pretty. I don't think I'd be able to survive.
I couldn't.
I think it's pretty hard to catch a fish, isn't it? I mean, if you don't have the skills,
it's hard to catch a fish if you do have the skills and the rod and reel. Sometimes you get in, you can't catch nothing. So imagine you got a sharp piece of wood that you're trying to throw it, sneak up on a fish. That's not easy.
And then you got to eat it raw if you don't have
the eternal fire.
Yeah, if you ain't got fire.
I think you get hungry enough. Things are totally different.
Start eating
Start eating sushi.
When that belly starts hurting for 7 days with no food.
I can see me chewing on a tree and stuff.
Yeah, I thought you'd be eating that fish. You'd be eating that raw
guess.
fish. I mean,
Probably, I guess.
But
I go through a couple of branches first. I'd be chewing on.
Yeah, the last resort, but then you got to eat the raw fish.
Yeah.
If you could,
because I couldn't start a fire.
It seems like crabs would just be the way to go, man. Like, I mean, we and the kids were out spearfishing those blue crabs, but I felt like, I mean, if it really came down to it, I could just get in the water and grab that fucking crab.
Yeah.
If I was starving.
Yeah, you could.
So I'm thinking, I might just be living it up on a deserted island, eating blue crab all
I guess
day.
I could eat clams. I could find something with clams.
Finding clams.
Clam dig,
a nice conch shell.
some sand fleas.
I mean, just going to the beach, just chilling in the surf. Like you find shells that have mussels,
coquina soup.
You find snails and stuff with mussels in it. Like these people couldn't find shit to eat on this deserted island, and that's why I was like, this seems kind of fake. Like I would have, and the one guy found a hermit crab and was gonna use it for bait. I was just like, just eat that fucking hermit crab, man. Like. I'd be eating hermit crabs and
Tracy living the life of luxury. Living the life of luxury.
Tracy would be like, why does anybody not like
Tracy
that?
be gaining weight and stuff. Everybody else is getting skinny. Tracy's gaining weight.
Tracy would actually starve to death because he's spending his whole time trying to figure out how to ferment fruit and make alcohol.
Getting fat and drunk all the time, right? Everybody else is skinny and shit, depressed. Tracy's fat, drunk, and happy.
It's his dream life. Yeah, living on a deserted island. Here's, a few years ago you did the firecracker stunt, Trace.
Yeah.
Where we put you in a box with the firecrackers. I got your stunt for this year, for this 4th of July.
Oh boy.
This guy tried it out for you, so you can.
What's he got in there?
I think he's got like an M80
in a bucket. Like he's sitting on
like an M80 in a bucket. This sounds like Russia. This stuff always comes from Russia. It's a pretty decent sized thing. It's like a.
You're supposed to rub the.
Hai. Eu am belit-o. Asta este, m-am dus să dai și la mulți ani.
I think he blew his dick off.
Oh no!
Listen to it. Listen to it.
I'm not gonna blow my dick off.
He blew his balls off or something.
Is he season out?
He's season out, man.
That's not good.
He blew his junk off. He blew his rectum. So
what is he thinking?
Get to work on that, Trey.
No thanks, man. I was watching. I think it was an old Bam Margera sketch or something like that, where they were, or Steve-O or somebody, where they were seeing how powerful the mortars were, and like what could stand, the strength of just like a normal mortar you buy at the fireworks stand. They're putting them in safes and stuff like that, and just still blowing this door right off the safe, and blowing up microwaves and all kinds of shit.
I mean, what? You gotta. Your asshole, your balls. I mean, everything's right there.
I mean,
I mean, And
What did he
he's sitting
think
on
was
a metal
gonna-
can.
He's sitting
metal
on it.
shards are going up your ass.
He's sitting on it in a way to where he seems like he's trying to accept things up his butthole.
I'm sure he got some things. He succeeded.
I mean, do you think that the metal thing just blew up like into pieces?
Yeah.
This is the moment of impact right here.
Yeah.
But you can't really see. It's too fast.
Snookman says at least he won't make any more stupid kids.
I kind of like a follow-up on this. Boy, I'd like to know whether he lost all his...
Do you have Trace's
He's
video?
alive.
You should have played.
Oh, I got it on YouTube, but it'd take me a minute to find it. I will. I'll look it up, though, for later on. Yeah.
My only worries when I did the fireworks challenge in the box was like standing or putting your hand down on a firecracker that was about to go off.
Yeah.
You know, like they can blow up all around you, no big deal. But they say if you hold the firecracker in your hand like this, it'll maybe leave a burn mark or whatever. But if you held the firecracker like that, it'd blow your hand off. So I was just worried about like putting my hand down on top of one before, and then it blowing my hand up or something like that.
I thought you don't have that on the desktop or anything.
No, I definitely have it on YouTube, but we got so many videos up there. It just take me a few minutes to find it.
Yeah.
Scrolling through. Let's do the current event quiz.
All right, that sounds good. You got a paper to take score?
I do. Trace, you got the buzzers. Buzzers. Get the buzzers ready.
I forgot.
It's one job. It's your one job, buddy. Get the buzzers ready.
What are we
We're
doing?
gonna have a little quiz. Quiz. Jerry versus Donna versus Trace.
Uh-oh. Which one?
Blue, red, and are they working?
Where's mine?
Oh, I thought you took one. You didn't take one?
Nope.
Okay. I'm not getting anything.
How about yeller? Who?
I know cats got fever, boys.
See
I
if
think we're going to do
Jerry's
another one.
works.
We're going to do another one. Is that
Yep,
okay?
I'm in.
All working. All right.
Thank you, Linkar.
Sweet poontang.
All right, here we go. Current events quiz. I don't know. Jerry may have the advantage on some of these Trump questions.
For sure.
Probably not.
Here we go. What acronym are Democrats using to describe Donald Trump? A. Devo, Donald's evil, vile oligarchy. B. Tiki, Trump is killing illegals. C. Taco, Trump always chickens out. D. Tybo, Trump's America is bullshit. Okay?
I'm going to go with B.
B. Tiki, Trump is killing illegals. Incorrect. What's yellow? Who's that?
Jerry put.
Okay, Jerry's blue.
Hey,
Okay. A. Devo, Donald's evil, vile oligarchy.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
I have no idea.
Donna, it's now down. You got a 50-50 here. Do you want me to repeat anything?
The two.
No.
Repeat the last two.
Okay, the last two. C. Taco, Trump always chickens out. Or D. Tybo, Trump's America is bullshit. Okay?
I'm gonna go with D.
D.
Jerry told me to go with C.
Taco. Trump always chickens out. That's it.
I didn't think they'd say that. Trump always chickens out. That doesn't seem that.
Yeah, it's like 5th grade insult.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, that's why I know it.
That's why you know it's true. The political back and forth isn't very intellectual these days.
Not very mature.
So nobody got that one, huh?
Nobody got it. I never heard it.
I never heard of that one, man.
I haven't heard him calling him a taco.
It's been about a week that I've been seeing that. I mean, it's just another stupid deal. But
Yeah,
they probably dropped it already. You know how it goes. They drop it immediately because it doesn't
Come up with a new one.
It's a
never
bad
works.
insult, and like, why would you name somebody you hate after something so delicious?
I was waiting for the Trump derangement syndrome. I was waiting for that to come out. You know.
I didn't like Trump, but I really like Taco.
Yeah, now I kind of like it. I like chicken too. Trump always chickens out. It's making me hungry. I think I'm gonna vote for Donald. Here we go. Number 2, 0-0. Preakness-winning jockey Junior Alvarado was recently suspended for A.
Oh, I didn't. I know the answer. But I go.
You can now. You got it. Now you got to do it.
You gotta say
what's
the
he
answer.
buzzing? No, we'll let him slide on this one.
Whipping the horse too much.
Hey, you got it. You got it right. Whipping the horse too much. Jerry won. Everybody else nothing.
What do you mean whipping the horse? The jockey?
You're only allowed to whip it like 7 times, I think.
I don't know. It was excessive whipping.
Yeah, excessive whipping.
I thought they just whipped him as hard as fast
I
as they
didn't think
could.
a well-trained horse, you have to whip him at all. All you got to do is, squeeze your legs together and they take off.
Sometimes you see him whipping the heck out of them horses.
Yeah, I don't think they need to do that.
I don't know how severe is that whip.
I think it's more of a sting, kind of sting.
You think of, horses are big. I could go smack that. I could smack that. My horse.
Well,
it's not
for them
going to
to
hurt.
put a minimum on it. So I'm sure, to get animal cruelty or whatever, but
it's got to sting
right.
a little.
They do have some thick skin,
I've seen people shoot horses with paintball guns, and it didn't really look like it hurt the horse.
Didn't look like it?
No.
There's a lot of meat back there. A lot of meat. Like Mama, it looks like you got about 150 pounds of meat on each shank. All right, here we go. It's Jerry 1, everybody else nothing. The USS, the USNS Harvey Milk, which is a naval ship. The USNS Harvey Milk is set to be renamed. A, it's going to be renamed to the SS We Hate Gays. B, the U.S. Ashley Culpepper IV. C, the SS No Longer Taking It Up the Rear. Or D, none of the above.
None of the above.
Who's yellow?
Me.
All right. Trace got it. None of the above. It is going to be renamed, but I don't think they.
Back to the original, whatever the original.
What's the Ashley?
I just made it up.
Oh, it sounded real. I was going to go for
Culpepper
that.
the Fourth.
Ashley Culpepper the Fourth. USS Ashley Culpepper. Okay,
What was that guy? That guy was like a creep or something?
He was a gay activist. I think he might have. Was he mayor of San Francisco at one time or something like that?
So they named the ship after. They always name it after criminals.
I swear there was something about him, like sleeping with a 14-year-old boy or something.
Yeah.
So
that was back in the day, right?
So he may not have been, all he was cracked up to be.
None of them are.
They usually aren't.
Nothing they name things after. One of our local politicians just got something named after him. He's a criminal.
We've got Trace 1, Jerry 1, Donna nothing.
Nothing.
All right. I'm gonna. Jerry, you gotta wait till they answer this one because you'll know this. Okay. I don't think they will. This is for the non-basketball fans out there.
This is it's not how Jeopardy works.
I'm only a recent basketball fan.
You're too good at Jeopardy, so don't answer.
I could almost. We'll see.
I don't know anything about basketball.
Who is currently playing in the NBA Finals?
Oh, God.
A, the Oklahoma Thunder versus the Indiana Racists. B, the Indiana Smash versus the Oklahoma Gay Bashers. C, the Indiana Pacers versus the Oklahoma Thrashers. Or D,
that one.
That's not how it works, Trace. I didn't see your buzzer. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. No.
Oh.
Or D, the Oklahoma Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers.
D.
Donna. I bet you knew that right away. See, I must have to give Jerry half a point.
I almost went for C, though. That's a long way to
All right, so we got a tie ball game, 1-1. All right. People are hoping the internet can help them find the missing Back to the Future what? A, the missing flux capacitor, the missing ionic portal gun, the missing guitar, or the iconic DeLorean? Donna.
The guitar.
Correct.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Good for you. That was a good one.
Then I thought it might be the
Donna
DeLorean.
jumps to the lead. Down the stretch.
Here we go. Teens are rubbing this on their faces in the latest TikTok trend.
Okay, I'm out.
It could be anything. Could be anything.
I'm out.
Okay, teens are rubbing this on their faces in the latest
Could be
TikTok
battery
trend.
acid.
It could be. It could be anything. A, used tampons, B, gravy, C, beef tallow, or D, gasoline?
C.
Jerry, what did you say? What was that?
Beef tallow?
Correct.
Oh, that's what I was going to
Beef
say.
tallow.
That'd be about the only thing I would rub out of the 3 4 things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll rub that maybe.
Jerry, 2.
Tongue.
I'm giving Jerry half a point.
Are
half
they
a
saying
point for
it's
the
good
NBA
for 'em, or
question.
are they just doing it?
I imagine it's supposed to be good for you or something. I've been using. I always see Harper always comes in. She puts she dips into the coconut oil. And
Yeah.
she doesn't use lotion. And I was like, well, I'm gonna start trying that.
How's it working?
I don't
for
know. Don't feel any different. But it's probably not bad for you.
Never put lotion on my hands.
Your hands are too strong for lotion.
Yeah, for sure.
Are your hands too strong for lighters? Because a lot of the lighters I find around here are broken. It's like, how do you break these lighters?
I don't think I break them.
I don't break them. I barely use them
I guess
compared to
maybe
you.
I break them.
He chews on them.
You put them, just keeping them in his pants pocket probably breaks them.
Yeah,
Just they break.
I was about to say that'll do it.
All right.
There's a lot of junk in my pockets. People call
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
That's your pickup. Was that your pickup line?
Everybody calls them boner pockets. I don't know why.
They call you boner pockets?
Yeah,
Because you got so much
'cause
stuff
I
in your
got
pocket?
Big pockets is poking out.
Full of junk?
You need a man purse.
I don't know.
Yeah, get him a fanny pack. Get a fanny
Marco
pack.
rocks a fanny pack. I don't think I can pull it off.
Is he pulling it off?
I don't know.
I don't know if anybody pulls
I
off
don't know
a fanny pack.
I mean, he's got a gun in it, so
Sure.
don't say anything about it.
I'm not going to say nothing
So
about
the
his fanny
gun
pack.
is sideways, just waiting to shoot somebody?
It's pointed down and waiting
Right
to
his
shoot his
dick.
dick off.
Wait a second while I go into my fanny.
Yeah. You just wait.
I mean, a lot of guys carry backpacks now. They just use a backpack like your school, like a smaller one.
I
I don't
you're all
understand.
carrying in this.
Huh?
Well, you're right. A lot of guys carry these big backpacks. What are they carrying in it?
I see so many people in
I
backpacks.
don't understand.
I have a backpack and I use it. I go away for 3-4 days.
If
These people going out for a couple hours, they got a backpack on.
Any
What do they
person
got in it?
I've ever seen after high school with a backpack on, I assumed was selling drugs.
Maybe.
I assume they got a
At
bomb
least
in
that's a
them.
reason.
Okay, I'll buy that. I mean, all right, you kind of bottle of water. What else you got in there?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I always wondered how, like, in my purse I have so much stuff. I'm like, how do guys not have to carry stuff with them? Like
Because our wives
more
have it in their
stuff.
purse, right, Jerry?
Exactly.
I need I need an
Lulu,
aspirin.
where is?
Where's
It's in the pocketbook.
Oh, Donna's good. She saves the day so many times. It's like on the old Price is Right. If they ask, what is, find this in your purse, Donna, a hammer? Okay, I got a hammer in my purse. I think at one time you remember that little hammer you had? It was like this big and it screwed and it turned into a screwdriver.
Yeah.
I mean, Lauren doesn't carry anything useful in her purse, especially for
I think younger, whatever you are, Z, Q, whatever the hell you are.
Yeah.
I don't think they I don't think they use pocketbooks or
Lauren
purses.
didn't for long when I first met her. She just
Yeah.
recently started carrying one.
I mean,
And she'll see that,
I'm not a
you can't do without it.
sexist, but it's the woman's job to carry a bunch of stuff in her purse.
Why is that? Why don't you carry a
It's in case
backpack
we
with
need
something?
some.
I mean, if you want something,
You want me to carry a
certainly
backpack?
can't count on a guy to have it.
See,
so,
that's right. See, we count
yeah,
on.
we have to count on ourselves.
I didn't realize how ugly Grandma Purse Lauren's was until her mom's called her out in front of me. We went over to her parents' house the other day, and her mom was just like, "Wow, that's an ugly purse."
Lauren's purse? I
Yeah.
don't know if I've
It's
seen
kind of
it.
like an old grandma looking
Guys keep their
purse.
shit in the car like Trace. They put all the shit in the trunk.
It is 2 to 1. Pick it up, Trace.
Did that make Lauren want to get a new purse?
No.
She don't give
Care.
She don't care. 2 to 1. Number 7. Mount Etna erupted last week. What volcano buried Pompeii? A. Mount Vesuvius. B.
Mount Vesuvius.
Correct.
Aw.
Oh, Trace jumped right on it.
Yeah.
Got to throw it in there once in a while. The first answer. Trace
All right.
ties it all up.
I was at
Deuces
least
a
going to
while.
wait to hear the rest of the answers to see.
Nah, I knew it.
Mount Vesuvius, Mount Voluptuous, Mount Vespucius, and Mount Fuji. Number 8. What was recently banned in the UK? A. Spotted Dick. B. Vladimir Putin's picture. C. Benny Hill reruns. Or D. Single-use vapes. Donna.
Single-use vapes.
Correct. You guys are on it today. You're on it. Donna takes the lead.
Woo!
Donna takes the lead. Here we go. 3-2. What unusual activity did a Muppet do recently? A. Ring the opening bell at Wall Street. B. Commented on Trump's immigration policy. Or C. Gave a commencement address at the University of Maryland.
That.
Correct. Kermit the Frog recently gave a commencement address at the University of Maryland.
And I think
we're going downhill.
It wasn't
Right?
recent though, but I think they rang the bell at Wall Street.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the third
I think
one.
I've seen that
But it
too.
was maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah. But, I mean, really, given a commencement,
Right.
you're going to sit there the whole class of a graduating college and listen to a fucking frog?
Fake
Fucking
frog.
Muppet.
Politician. I mean, what
I thought this.
Yeah.
That was.
True.
I initially had Donna's reaction, and then I had your reaction. I was like,
Yeah, what's
"Yeah,
the difference?
what else? What other a-hole you gonna put up there?"
I mean, no one wants to hear any
Nobody
of it.
wants.
So.
Yeah. So might as well bring Kermit in.
So what do? They have Kermit up at the podium and some guy down on his knees.
I would imagine
behind
they
him.
probably have it blocked off, with a little curtain or something, so you can't see him, because that would ruin the whole thing.
That's weird.
Like giving a commencement speech, I don't think means that. Like if they say Jerry, like they could someday say Jerry, you want to give a commencement speech because it doesn't mean shit anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Kermit the Frog giving them. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. Everybody just wants to get out of there anyway, go eat lunch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
You got your diploma. Oh, and now all the kids, they're doing dances on stage, and this one guy did a somersault and kicked the girl in the face. Accident,
yeah.
It's like, just get your diploma like a normal person.
Yeah.
Instead of we don't. It's not all about you.
do you Rodney Dangerfield? Yeah.
What was that? Back to School. That was a good movie.
What was that? What did you do?
Rodney
Did-
Dangerfield.
When he got his.
When he got his diploma.
You remember that movie, Ben?
no.
Well, Triple Lindy did the Triple Lindy. He got
Yeah,
he, was
yeah,
on, he
yeah,
got on the
yeah.
diving team. I'd like to watch that movie, see how bad it is now, because I certainly thought it was funny back in the
It's
day.
still funny. It's still funny.
Rodney Dangerfield going back to college. He
And
was a
the,
movie star at one point. That was a popular
funny.
movie.
And
That was a popular
Dangerfield's
movie.
right hand guy there. Wasn't he Rocky's corner guy? Remember he
Burgess Meredith?
Yeah, not Burgess Meredith. The other guy,
Other guy.
the brother-in-law.
The Italian kind of guy.
Yeah.
Speaking a different language.
Paulie, wasn't it Paulie?
I can't even
Wasn't
remember.
he Rodney's chauffeur there or something? There were a couple of characters in there.
Yeah, and he was good in Caddyshack as well. So.
Yeah.
Here we go. Is
I didn't think he was
4.
on coke. All that shaking.
4-2. Donna running away with it. What is the name of the cicada that is set to emerge in the Kentucky-Tennessee area after 17 years? A. Whiskey Wingers. B. Bourbon Bugs. C. Bourbon Brood. Or D. Bluegrass Hoppers.
Bourbon Brood.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
What number? What
He
letter was
pulled
that?
that one out of his
I
ass.
thought it was going to be
C.
D.
That was C.
Oh, it was C?
Bourbon Brood,
Yeah, okay. I
not
thought it was
Bluegrass
D.
Hoppers. All right. We got 2 more here.
4-3-2. I got no
4-3-2.
shot. I got to get one here. Yeah.
Donald Trump's new bill has $25 million set aside for what? A. The big beautiful dome. B. The super duper shield. C. The golden dome. Jerry.
C, the golden dome.
Correct. Correct.
How much? That ain't enough money for that.
No, it's supposed to be billions.
25 billion.
Yeah, it said million in the
Yeah,
question. I was
25
like, that's
billion.
way too low. That's by
Yeah.
one missile.
Maybe.
All right. Oh, this is tight. 4-3. Last question. Excuse me. This is Jerry's going to get this immediately.
Nuh-uh.
Where is the U.S. Open being played? Jerry.
Flushing, New York.
I'm looking for the course.
Oh, you're talking golf.
Okay.
Oh, I gave tennis. Okay, I'm out. All right.
I don't know.
Where is the U.S. Open being played? I should have said this weekend.
Yeah, okay.
A, Oakstead. B, Elmhurst. C, Pine Valley. Or D, Mapledale.
Mapledale.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
Pine Valley.
Incorrect.
C.
That was Pine Valley. We'll see.
Oh, double wrong.
A, Oakstead. B, Elmhurst. C, Pine Valley. Or
A.
D, A, Oakstead. It's being played at Oakstead. So
the French Open just ended, and he's at the U.S. Open, and it's July 4th. I was like,
Jerry,
I went right to
he
tennis.
got excited. He got overexcited.
Yeah.
It happens.
went right to
It
tennis.
happens in Jeopardy. So Donna takes this one.
Oh,
woo.
man.
Donna takes it. 4 to 3.5 to 3.
Okay.
Trace is the last.
I gotta
question.
ask Trace something. How come you do not have this app on your?
What is
Where's
it?
my woo?
It has.
Trying.
You just look. It has everything. What's above?
Donna won.
Planet, and it identifies it.
What are you doing? It's Donna. She won. So
I
she,
pressed it a bunch of times because I couldn't hear it.
I don't know if it's gonna stop.
Turn it down.
It will stop.
You bring the circle over. Tells you what rockets, satellites. Yeah.
What's going on here?
Like when you look up in space and if you see a star,
Yeah.
you go like there's a planet. You bring it over there. There's what is that? Saturn. It'll tell you what's above you, and you bring the circle to it.
I feel like
Yeah, you
Lauren
can just-
used to have
You
that.
can just point her to the star and it'll identify it, right? Yeah.
and
How can it
identifies
do
everything
that?
that's above you.
Don't ask
And
me.
like if satellites are going by,
Yeah.
and like space junk that's up there for like from the '60s and shit.
It's magic.
Yeah, I see satellites all the time at my
How
house.
can it identify a star?
Huh.
They're all just bright.
I think you gotta like get the right placement. You know,
Yeah,
like
it probably does it by-
find some type of alignment to line up your
You
phone.
go straight up. It'll tell you straight up. Then you could go like this and.
Yeah.
But the one thing, like, it points out constellations, and this and that, and different things of things that like look like animals and shit.
Huh.
And people were high back in them days. They put like stars together. Does that look like a horse? It does not look like a crab.
No.
It don't look nowhere near like
No,
that.
it doesn't
And they're
really
just,
look
running
like
lines
that.
all over the place. They were like high out of their minds.
I don't know. They also
they were bored and just trying to make
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. I'm like, oh, there's a crab. No, that's not a crab.
There's Orion.
Oh,
It's a hunter. He's a hunter. No.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I seen that might have looked like, what was it, the Milky Way, the pod or some shit? That was about the only one.
The Big Dipper is
The
the
Big
one-
Dipper.
That's
that
it.
was
That's
Yeah.
all-
That was
I don't know. Before the TV and the phone and like back in the real like way back in the day before the light bulb was invented, like that's what you did. Like that was every night you were staring up at the stars, man. And so like that's
You could probably, see so many more stars back
it's
in
so
the day.
I mean you could see they say you could see galaxies because places you go nowadays that don't have as much light pollution, you can almost see like galaxies, but if there was no lights, you would it would be insane. And looking up at the stars was like what you did. That was and
you had nothing else to do.
Yeah,
Look up at the stars. I like looking up at the stars now.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, but night after night, one of the few times I'm going to stick up for TV. Night after night. All right.
Yeah, I look too much forward to watching TV nowadays.
Crystal Gale says Jerry's showing you the Flat Earth app.
Don't go too far. You fall off.
Have you guys started watching Tires yet?
No.
No?
We'll probably watch it this weekend.
Oh,
Is it any good?
Yeah, it
Is
was
it?
real good.
If you
I
like,
just finished
If you
it.
like Shane Gillis,
Yeah, well, it's got to be the show. Some of them are just, but if it's funny, if he's got good sidekicks,
it's a little different.
I've seen he.
It's pretty low budget, but it was
definitely low budget.
I found it to be pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Like I don't think, besides the actors, like I don't see, besides renting out a tire shop, what other money they would have to put into that show. Like,
Yeah, it's super. That's it. That's it. Low budget city, and they churn them out, which is probably the smart thing to do nowadays.
That was some good stuff. We just finished it last night.
You binge watched it?
You know, I was able to
all 12 episodes.
I was able to make it last 4 days. You know,
do you binge watch, Jerry, or not?
I can't.
I don't either. I don't either.
I have like adult ADHD or some shit. You know, I can't sit that long.
Yeah.
And not that I gotta go run around the corner or something around the block, but I just can't sit and pay attention to something that long.
Huh.
2 hours maybe a movie or 2 episodes, and I gotta move.
Yeah, 2 hours is kind of my limit too.
Unless
it's sports, but I'm getting up and walking around. During the commercial breaks anyway.
I'm starting this Department Q on Netflix. You
Yeah.
see that? It's like one of them English things or whatever. I think I'm into the 3rd or 4th episode or some shit. But I'm doing it one episode at a time. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't binge watch it.
Is it good?
It's starting to. just like everything else, you got to introduce and this and that, and get the characters and whatnot. So things don't get.
I can't.
Until about the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
They start getting interesting.
Me and Lauren have about like once a month. We'll have like a full, straight, just sit on the couch all day, movie day, and it always seems like it's gonna be more fun than it is.
Luann could go through seasons. Oh yeah, I've seen all 7 seasons this weekend. I'm like, whoa,
jeez, that's hardcore.
Yeah. She gets out there and that's it.
I could only do that if it was raining all day.
Yeah.
Does she still sit outside or does she?
Yeah, she'll sit out back, man, lighten up, and she's just watching.
Oh, and she does it in this heat.
Or she put an air conditioner in there.
Nice.
Come on now, it's the wind.
All right, let's take a quick break, stretch our legs, come back, wrap up. Mike and Jerry show coming up at 11, and then your head tomorrow morning, 7:45. You can watch these two guys from Edmonton win hockey tickets. We'll be right back.
Do you want to buy Stanley Cup tickets for $1?
Stanley Cup tickets.
Do you like hockey?
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Edmonton.
How big of a fan are you?
I'm a big fan.
There's a game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Who do they play?
Florida.
Who's going to win tonight?
Edmonton.
Have you been to a game before?
Nope.
What's your names?
Eric.
I'm Zach.
Nice to meet you. Davin. We're brothers.
What do you think's inside the box?
I don't know. I'll take a Stanley Cup ticket for $1.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky gave wrong.
Him and his son Ty
Gretzky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
$2? The box is yours.
You'll not be home tonight because the Gretzky family inviting you. Stanley Cup game tonight. Are we going?
You're going.
We're going.
You're both going.
Really?
Yes.
We're going tonight.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Doug. Oh, I love you.
I got one more surprise for you, too. I got $1,000 cash.
$1,000?
For you guys.
Oh, thank you.
What can you use the money for?
I rent some food. Love you, man. I would like to give you this.
What?
You can have this.
What?
No, all of it.
It's $1,000 cash.
Are you kidding me? I want to give you a hug.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! Oh my goodness, you guys, I want to cry.
We're going to the Stanley Cup. Oh, yeah. The Lays of Bamba, baby. This is the best day of my life. Oh, yeah. How are you ready? I'm going. Oh, we want cup. Making back to base and time them home.
Ned Show, what's up?
I'm 8 years old. I love your show.
8 years old? What are you, a comedic savant?
Yup.
Were you driving in the car with your mommy?
Yeah.
She got to drop you off and then go home and lock herself in a room with the pool boy and make some sounds that are disturbing and make you want to call 911 because somebody's hurting mommy?
Yeah. She does.
What's your name, little dude?
Hunter.
Hunter? Oh, no. That's a Nancy boy's name. I bet you get bullied a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
You like gladiator movies?
Yeah.
Does your mommy ever put her hand in your dad's lap when you're not looking?
Yeah.
I can't remember why you called, little Johnny or Tommy, Timmy.
I love your show.
Yeah, probably not as much as your daddy loves those behind your back hand jobs his mom's giving away in the living room. Oh, God. Take care, Tommy.
Take care. Bye.
Welcome back to ClusterF. Finishing up a macadamia nut white chocolate cookie. Pretty tasty.
Got to take care of the host.
Get that Stars and Stripe root beer taste out of my mouth. Don't forget the hang up on all platforms: Spotify, YouTube, ClusterF Show channel. Check us out on Twitch replay. Also, the Hang Overtime on ClusterFshow.com VIP, the only place in the world you can get that extra hour of Hang that you so desperately crave. Ned, your head tomorrow morning, 7:45. Mike and Jerry coming up just a little bit. Jam-packed with crap.
I talked a little bit about the sandy beach river lake deal by my house, but I didn't realize I took a picture, so I actually sent it to you on Messenger. And I don't know how I'm going to not go here like almost every day for the rest of my life.
Where is it?
I'm not blowing up my spot.
Well, he's not going to.
What is it? A pond?
Oh, okay.
Pond
I know
or a
what
lake?
it is.
What is it?
It's out by my. It's like a river.
You're gonna blow it
I'm
up.
trying not to blow it up.
There's only so many rivers around here. It's a river.
We talked about it once. If you don't
Yeah.
know, you don't know.
But like, I mean, look, do you see where those people are like in the water?
Yeah.
You know, it's a real muddy river lake deal, but like for some reason there it's like pretty clear and it's got a sandy beach. We were chilling there for hours the other day. And you don't even have to take a boat to it. I think you can drive a car to it.
Yeah.
So
But it's secret. Nobody knows about it.
a little bit, but that's where I'll be every weekend for the rest of my life.
Where's the boat park? It looks like it's.
I thought he had a
on
couch.
shore.
I thought he took a couch. To I didn't realize.
And that's not till Saturday. This Saturday. They just pulled up on shore.
Oh.
Is that so? That's the freshwater.
Yeah, freshwater.
It's a river or a lake.
It's a river. It's flowing pretty strong through there, and it was nice and cool too. I went out there to go sit in the water. I was like, it's gonna be all warm like a lake, you know, like that warm lake feeling.
Yeah,
like,
that warm.
The
lake.
warm lake where you get the amoebas
Yeah.
in your brain.
A lot of people supposedly have been getting flesh-eating bacteria from this river,
Oh,
but
geez, Trey.
Are you
I'm
shitting
taking-
me? Oh my god.
That ruins it all. You can't take the kids there.
Oh, we ain't gonna get any flesh-eating bacteria.
I don't know about that, buddy.
I gotta. Lauren said she knew 3 people with it, so I gotta make sure she's lying.
They'd be dead.
Why is she lying?
Usually
Not
kills you.
Not
Usually
brain-eating
gets you.
amoebas, flesh-eating bacteria.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's not good either.
That's not too cool.
No.
They have, some people. You ever seen the people?
You got a sore on
they
your
lose all
leg?
their limbs.
Yeah.
That ain't cool at all. It's just a stump.
I gotta check back in, make sure she really doesn't know 3 people.
Yeah, see if they were there, if that's where it was.
They said it was this river at least.
All right, Chase, you got an Andrew Tate for me?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I talked about it a little bit earlier.
All right, here we go.
looked at a video the other day, and it was high school in the 1990s. I don't know if it's a smartphone, I don't know if it's TikTok brain. Life looks a lot purer. I looked at a video the other day, and it was
it definitely looks like everybody's having. I feel like everybody's depressed now. Nobody in that video looked depressed.
Look at everybody in shape in the 90s, in shape.
In shape, having a good time.
Happy.
I just feel like I've been to I've been to the high school recently and just seen the depressed people walking around. It doesn't look like this.
Well, you know why everybody's depressed? Because they got their face in their phone or laptop or whatever all day long, and nobody's, saying anything to them. They're not out. When they go out in public, nobody's allowed to say anything negative. So, it's no back and forth or whatever.
No communication.
Socializing. Growing up, somebody said, you're ugly or whatever. You dealt with it. You went back at it. I'm not saying it was nice or whatever, but there was some sort of grading, not grading. There was some sort of. God forbid somebody said something bad to you now. Yeah, that's why they're depressed. They're like, oh shit, I got to kill myself. They said I was wearing an ugly shirt today. Nobody.
Yeah. See, like, I guarantee all 70% of the people in this video are looking to see what house party they're going to this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that happens.
Where in the woods they're meeting or some shit.
Meeting in the woods, with a cooler full of beer.
God, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to live in this world anymore. I feel like people aren't. I know a lot of people in their 20s right now that just like, me and Lauren have always been like, oh, what. It seems like they're different, from people. They're like, oh, they don't have friends. They're not out partying or whatever. And then you just realize it's just not something that happens anymore. And you're like, what do you mean?
What do you mean kids don't want to party anymore?
What are you talking about?
They just can't you can't, like Donna was talking earlier, about racism and all that stuff. And that's so much racism as I think a lot of people are prejudiced, not racist, but they're prejudiced.
Yeah,
and then there's other things that, like me as a kid growing up in New York City, we were just stupid. We were kids.
Yeah.
And you had guys' names, there were two Jewish guys, two Jewish guys named Eddie. So one was named Eddie the Jew.
Yeah.
Because the other guy was Eddie. Second guy was Eddie the Jew.
Yeah, you can identify him real quick.
That's how they identify. Now, it wasn't racist. It wasn't really prejudiced.
No.
But it was kind of stupid, I guess. Stuff like that.
Just like
no criticism.
People are afraid to say, you call somewhere, you're like, well, who did you talk to? I don't know. It was a girl that, and when you could just say the black lady.
Yeah.
One of the guys would identify her real quick.
One of the guys was missing a couple of fingers. What was his name? Tommy Fingers. That's what guy had a big head. Frankie the Head. That's how everybody had a nickname. Yeah. Nobody has nicknames anymore. Because because your nickname usually was insulting.
Yeah.
But after a while, it just wasn't.
After a while, that's just the name.
Well, but when you hit 15, 16, 17, you grow. You called them by the right name or something. Mm-hmm. But by that time, you were able to take criticism. Now, like you see 25-year-olds on TikTok, they're going, my boss yelled at me. I don't know what to do. I'm so depressed. My boss said I did something wrong. I got to quit. What do you mean? It's criticism.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of bitch-ass pussies.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they can handle it now.
Back in the day, if there was you're hanging out with a bunch of guys and there's two guys named Mike and one's white and one's black, you're going to say, hey, did you talk to Mike about it? White Mike or black Mike?
Or you call them Whitey. Or you just call them Whitey. Hey, it's white. Why you call him Whitey? The other guy's black.
I've been at soccer games and seen somebody going, they're going, now which girl is that? And then they'll be going, no, she's not. No, right by the girl wearing the number. And you're like, just say the black girl. It's not an insult. It's just descriptions.
Yeah. A lot of times, if there was two kids the same name and one of them was fat, you just put fat in front of it.
Exactly.
Fat Matt.
Exactly.
Or Fat John. Or Big John.
When you turn 16, you just called him John. You stop calling him Fat John.
Yeah, that definitely happens.
Fat John. Fat Matt.
So you got one more video up here, Trace.
Let's see it.
Oh, I lost it. No, here it is. I don't know. You sent it to me, buddy. What is this one?
Oh, this is just how. Watch this.
Who is this guy? This is guy. What's his name?
It's just
he's a center. He was a center for the
asking
Lakers.
NBA players how old they were when they could first dunk, and then the end of it's just like mind blowing.
Which will coincide with me stopping playing basketball at the time.
Yeah, I mean, you'll never be able to dunk.
Oh, hang on. I got this and this. This.
Ned's Navy says my buddy's dad has been a truck driver his whole life and has been called Big Head. So we always called his son Little Big Head. So that sounds like an Indian name.
I mean.
Big Head.
How old were you when you first dunked?
19 years old.
How old were you when you first dunked?
2 years old? No, I was 14. Yeah, 14.
That's about when I started.
17? Probably the last one here.
First dunk I was 15 going on 16.
I'm surprised it's not younger. I thought it'd be like 12.
That's
about
14. 14 is about when I was like, nah, I can't do this anymore. You start playing with black kids and they're like skying over you. Like, okay, I'm done.
I think it's with that Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
13.
13.
I was 13 years old. Tip dunk.
In game?
In game for the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
13. 12.
12. There you go.
13.
11. 11.
You notice you didn't see one white guy there.
This is the whole.
Go through the whole thing. I want to see if you see a white guy there going 12 or 13.
Go back a little bit.
I think there's a white guy that's been winning the slam dunk competition.
Yeah, but he's like 30 now.
Go back to where, Trey?
Just here.
Like
there
this
you
guy?
go. Yeah.
All right. Look how effort that. What? I used to have to just get up all my strength and jump as high as I could to try to touch the rim. And I did it like 3 times in my life.
How old are you, man?
10. What?
Look at you, built like a 22-year-old.
What?
How could he be 10?
He's not 10.
The 10-year-old.
What?
Look at him.
What does he score? 100 points?
Look at those normal little kids playing with him.
Can you imagine your kid playing against this guy? You'd be like, that's not
quit,
even
right?
fair.
You're just like, all
Wouldn't
right.
he be like, are you from another country and you came here with no papers? So,
Yeah.
And you just told him you were 8 when you were really 14?
70 dunks a game.
He just goes and dunks it every 10 years old. Yeah, if he's foreign, I would question it. You know, because that's a lot of times you see these foreign kids and you're like, well, I don't know.
And they just come
I don't know
here
about
with
that birth certificate.
fake birth certificates.
Yeah.
I mean,
10
can you
years old.
imagine being like a middle school team and just having to play them and that's what it happened the whole time? You'd be like, all right, I get it that he's 10, but something's not fair.
It's just not right.
This isn't how the game should go.
It's just not fair.
You know? What do you do about that? Could you? Could you
think
do
I don't think
anything?
you
Well,
can do
well,
anything
actually, in the city, like the PAL, the like the 10, 11, 12-year-olds, like before high school, they weren't allowed to dunk. You weren't allowed to dunk in the game. You know. I mean, not all of them could, but every team had 1 or 2 that could.
Yeah.
You know, and they weren't allowed to dunk.
What is it? People are taller than I thought, man. I thought like 7'9" was like the max people got up to. The tallest guy ever was 8'11".
Yeah, he was 8 something.
almost 9 foot tall. I mean, imagine being 9 foot. I can't even.
That's
and
got to
m-
be that's a handicap.
That
I mean,
is-
there's no car for
absolutely.
you. There's nothing out there.
You
for
can't do nothing. You just go around being tall. Is about
bending
all you
over
can do.
all day. You go around bending over.
You go around looking at people saying, "Man, you're tall. Man, you're tall."
Oh my
That don't
god!
look
I
like
mean, that's
fun- no
all you
fun at
get.
all.
You know what is it? Once you get over like 6'5", I feel like people ask you how tall you are a
Yeah.
lot. Like 6'6", 6'7".
You're almost a freak.
Yeah.
When you get to be in the
And
6'7",
do you do
6'7".
a job? Do you do a job that is like really easy for you that other people have to stand on stilts or?
Well, yeah, like that guy be a basketball player. Just stand
You
there.
know,
don't
you
even
do.
have to jump.
You do drywall. You don't even need to stand on a thing. Is that easy? A lot easier for you?
Looky what he can do.
Yeah.
See, I saw this on the internet. It's a really annoying video, and I won't play much of it. But I guess in Europe, they hold their fork with their right hand and their knife with their left. I think when they cut. Let's see. What do you do? Forks.
I cut with my right hand.
Yeah, you're supposed to cut
Because
with
I'm
your right. I
right-handed,
think they cut
yeah.
with their left.
So many around the world have spoken, so I'm going to try to not switch my silverware this meal.
I guess in Europe they don't. You have to switch your hand because your fork usually with your right hand, right?
Yeah.
Your fork, then you put it in your left hand and you cut your steak.
Well, it seems backwards, right?
Which way?
What?
Like cutting it. It seems back. I don't know if I could
I
do
don't
it.
know.
I would
Wait.
think if I was lefty, I'd do it the other way. If I'm right,
Yeah,
I'm doing it
exactly,
this
yeah.
way. That's all. What's the problem?
Because your most coordinated hand is if you're right. So you just use your left to hold it down.
Exactly.
When you're right, you're doing the skill thing. So
Right,
I think
yeah.
I think they got it wrong.
Well,
Europe.
yeah, I think so.
I think you're supposed to cut it with your right hand.
I'm trying to, I got a couple of friends that are lefty, and I'm thinking they do the opposite of me.
opposite.
Because when you sit in a restaurant with them and stuff, sometimes they go, wait a minute, I'm
Yeah,
lefty,
I
I
need
got
to sit
over
on this
here.
side.
Because they cut the other way. Hey, fucking Europeans.
Man, you go to a restaurant.
That's why we kick their ass.
And get a steak. How much of it are you cutting up at once? Yeah, before you eat it.
that's a good
How
que-
many bites? Like if you're. Sometimes I'll sit there and I'll cut like half of it, and by the time you're like, I can't wait any longer.
I only cut a few pieces. Then
A few
I'll
pieces
eat
at
two
a
or
time.
three. Then I eat them. Then I come.
Why
some
don't you
more.
just cut it all up at once, man?
Sometimes I do.
I wish I could have that.
I never at a restaurant. I never cut it all up. I
Never
just-
cut it
But
all
I don't know,
up.
honestly-
it's better to savor it. Oh,
Yeah, I'm surprised. I would do it like you'd be like one, and while you're eating it, you cut the other one.
Yeah,
I do that sometimes too.
That's usually how I'm doing it. I wish I had the patience to cut the whole steak up, but I don't.
It does seem weird that it seems like you should, because you eat with your right hand, so it seems like you should put the fork in your right hand and cut. That way you cut, eat.
Yeah, but you're
your
not.
fork in your
I imagine if you started it, if you always did it that way, you'd probably be fine.
Then you got to put your knife
But
down.
it seems to me like you'd be
change hands.
because I don't do it. So it seems like you ever try to brush your teeth with your left hand.
Oh.
It's like I don't know. I think we got.
Yeah.
I think we got it right. Stupid European.
Yeah, I'm surprised Trace doesn't just pick it up and eat it.
Yeah, that's a at home deal. I won't order a T-bone steak at a restaurant. Right? I gotta be able to pick that thing up. I'll cut up my T-bone steak until I get to the very end around the bone. I gotta pick that thing up.
I mean, you don't want waste
nibble-
that bone
nibble
meat
on the bone a little bit.
We took we went to Gainesville last week. We took the kids to a steakhouse, Bella and Harper to a steakhouse, and they said, "What do you want, guys?" The waitress comes up, and Bella goes, "Steak tips." She says, "How do you want them cooked?" And she goes, "Rare." And they said, "We can't cook the steaks rare, tips rare, but we could cook the regular steaks, the 6-ounce rare." And she's like, "I'll have the 6-ounce rare." And she's like, "Rare means red, bloody with a cool center." And she's like, "Yep." And then said, "What do you want, Harper?" She says, "Steak rare." and Bella cuts it with a knife, but holds it with her hand, and then she eats it with her hand.
Oh God! You gotta put a foot down a little sometimes when you're out with them kids.
Are eating their bloody steaks, just eating the sweetest little 8 and 10-year-old girls. Bloody, yes, bloody.
Bloody in a bed.
They were raised by Trace. I think we got to get a knife and fork in here and test out that. Next show.
We'll get a knife and fork next show for sure. And some steaks.
And some steaks.
And some onion rings.
Onion rings, yeah.
I'll go get some better steaks. What would be the better steak? What's a good steak?
Oh, a ribeye is a good steak. I like that, but a lot of people don't. It's got a lot of fat in it, and a lot of people don't like that. I mean, you just go. Publix has got a good sirloin that I like getting
What's
a nice
the meat
sirloin.
place that you go to?
Jackie's Market. Do they have good steaks?
I don't know. I haven't been in a while. I have been. I've been a lot actually, but I haven't. Since it's been changed to Billy's Market.
What
happened
Billy's
to Jackie?
Meat
You
Market.
never told us they did
Yeah,
that.
he
I did.
he
It was a
did.
big announcement one day.
Maybe you weren't here, but
Changed to Billy's Meat Market,
Oh, okay.
and they seem to have raised the prices of the steak.
Of course.
You know,
okay.
Of course.
and they moved the taco stuff to the other side of the store. I don't like change at my Jackie's Market.
Yeah.
No,
I hate
change-
when
They
they
still
change
got
stuff.
Jackie's Market posted all over it. It just on the door it says Billy's Meat Market. So maybe they know what maybe they don't want to change the name because they know I'd get offended.
kept it just for you, buddy. Just for you.
That was it.
All right, we are done for the day on ClusterF. Mike and Jerry show coming
up
in just a few minutes.
Maybe on time this week.
and maybe
They heard
Shut
Trace.
up.
They heard Trace pick up his water.
They heard Trace pick up his water. And then you're head tomorrow morning, 7:45, and we'll be back with more Mike and Jerry.
See ya.